Good morning, Benzinga fans. Are you guys ready to start getting traded? I hope. I am excited to get this trading going on. I've been watching some of these stocks. I got one that had earnings today, UNFI, looking like a great pattern. We'll talk all about that into the trade. I'll break it down exactly how I'm going to be looking to trade this right here, of course, on live trading. And stick around. Got some maybe YOLO action. We got Lord Ryan in the back. Let's get it going. Welcome to none other than live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
Yes, I'm salsaing this market up because we're going to get it hot right here. Let's bring on my man, Lord Ryan and Zunaid. What's up, guys?
What's going on? I love the salsa.
Good morning. Yeah, a little swagger to it. But I got the Benzinga hoodie on. So if you guys want to check out the Benzinga hoodie, go ahead and check out, of course, swag.benzinga.com. Got to have yourself a little hoodie action. You know how we trade here. It's the Hood Traders, baby. Let's get it started. What's going on, my boys?
I love it. First of all, I love that black hoodie. There's also a shirt that has that same pattern on it. I highly recommend both. They're super sharp, super comfy, super soft. Zunaid, shout out to you. You have a unbelievably quick response time. I gave you that link. I tagged you, and I couldn't even count to 2 before you showed up there. Awesome response time. Absolutely love that. You bring that to the trading today. We are going to bank.
Hey, I appreciate you. Yeah, it should be a good one, man.
Reel in those trades. Let's put out some bait and get some money, baby. Let's go. What are you looking at, my friend Zunaid? What's up in the morning? And what do you got out there?
Let's kind of check it out. Going to look at the usual suspects here. Definitely interested in Apple. If Apple can, I got resistance here at 145. So I'd love for this market to kind of open and have it maybe test 144.50 and then possibly test 145 as well. And I'd be looking to go short Apple. You've got Tesla that 700 was obviously something that it couldn't break yesterday. You see a nice little pop, about 20 points. Again, that previous close, man, always comes in helpful, especially when it's around a whole number. And you can see VWAP at the moment is at 700s. I would love for this market to come back, try to go ahead and test 700, and I'd go short. Stop loss probably above 705, so give it about 5 points. So short action there. I'm gonna actually go ahead and set an alert right there, just so I can possibly go ahead and get short on that. And then I'm also looking at, what was the other one? That was it KSS that's got a little bit of action? Yeah, it is KSS. Gonna see what happens with this one. Apparently there's a buyout situation that's always been going on with this one. Bunch of pops and fades. You can see a pop kind of right there, and then it just kind of fades when the market opens. So gonna be interested to see what happens here on KSS. Looks like 48 is resistance at the moment. And then of course you've got AFRM. Apple yesterday talking about, hey, we are going to do a pay now or buy now, pay later type situation. So I'm interested to see. I was short of firm as soon as that news came out. I should have maybe held on to my puts a little bit longer. 23 is definitely where I'm going to look to go short again. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to look to go short of firm again, especially if the market is weak. This one's already got competition and things like that. So I'm going to look to go short on this one. I feel like I had another one, but I can't remember it at the moment. Let's go ahead and check out AMD, see if it gives us, if the market is short and if this puppy wants to go ahead and test 100 again. Look, I'm all ears. So I'm gonna set an alert just depending on how crazy things get, but $100 bounce for me on that one. And I believe let's go ahead and check quickly the SPY. Yesterday I tried to play the 410 bounce. Unfortunately, it never came there. It only went to 410.50, but that's perfectly fine. You can see I've already got kind of alert set here to go ahead and play the 405 bounce. And it looks like 407 could be an area. Actually, that's gonna be interesting. Keep an eye on 407. It's bounced a couple of times in the previous session. So then let's go ahead and take a look at the Qs before we hop off. And Q's $300. Already got my level set. Already got my alert set as well. I'm going to be interested to play the Q's at 300 as well for a bouncy bounce.
All right, good stuff, Zunaid. I actually have a really, really short list. The first thing that I want to start with, though, is Kohl's, since you mentioned that.
Please.
Obviously, we had some news from Target regarding the inventory, the glut of inventory stuff that they have. They're going to take their lumps now in hopes that the second half of the year is better. That's affecting other retailers. Kohl's seems to be the standout because of the takeover rumor that Zunaid just covered. But I wanted to mention that, you know, this could make for some wild action during the day, especially if we get any type of follow-up headlines or if we get outsized action from some of the other retailers. And this, I believe, has presented an opportunity. One of the stocks that I absolutely want to own and want to own more and more of all of the time is Costco. I believe that we're actually getting an opportunity to add here on weakness. I want to see how this trades, but I would be looking at for entry to Costco for a long-term position. So I just wanted to get that out of the gate right away. Now, moving over to some of the shorter term trades that we're going to look at, I actually don't have a full board today. I only have a couple. The ones worth noting here are going to be KRBP. Of course, this one is under $1. I said yesterday I don't like trading these. I think it was QNTX or something of that nature yesterday that had something very, very similar. That ended up going, and that ended up producing a trade early on before selling off. So maybe KRBP will do the same thing. Looks like it's leaking a little bit here in the pre-market. I'd actually wait for a primo setup on this one. To be quite honest with you, I would probably just pass and look for something else. But this might set up, so it is worth mentioning and being prepared for. The one that I think we're really going to get some movement on is Jan. And if you recall correctly, the other day when I had a real rough time with some of the day trading, Jan was the culprit. I lost on this. So I personally would love to be able to get back, get some of that money back here. But I'm going to be as disciplined as I can, and I'm going to wait for the proper setup to do that. In fact, let me add another line here. This looks like this took its next leg up, and we're doing a little bit of price discovery here. So I have a high print here on the day of 378, and the 380 line we have from a previous session. So that 378 to 380 looks to be the high of the day. What I want to see here is what happens when that level gets tested. Do we actually break and pop and provide a trading opportunity for a high of day break, or do they just yank it as soon as they break that by 1 cent, in which case maybe we're going to have to look to take trades on pullbacks here, pullbacks that hold. So Jan is going to be the stock that I'm going to watch out of the gate. Again, I lost on this pretty recently. I'd love to get another shot at it here today. The other one worth noting here is going to be Helbiz. This is ticker HLBZ. This also is trading up here in the pre-market. We do have a catalyst here. Helbiz shares are trading higher following a Monday Form 4 filing showing the purchase of 2 million plus shares by the CEO at an average price of 99 cents. So we have a pretty sizable insider buy here that's only 6 cents above the current price. It's possible that this stock gets going here as soon as the market opens. This just over $1 should be fairly cheap and fairly easy to get. We would want to see expanding volume here, as well as key levels being taken out on momentum. So looking over the movers tool, that's about all I have for you today. The rest of these are really low volume. Of course, as always, once the market opens, we're going to look at the scanner and we're going to be taking opportunities off the scanner. Now, taking a really quick look at the market as a whole, we have the VIX up right at about 26.22. So VIX is a little bit elevated, but nothing crazy here yet. We're looking at a gap down on the overall indices. This should help us find relative strength. We'll see what happens when the market opens.
All right, though, I do want to let you guys know I do birthday parties, so you can reach on out to me. You know, I can do the clown thing, the magician thing, you know, whatever you need me to do. I'm a man of multiple hats. I've done plenty of jobs. I've delivered pianos. I've taken care of children. I've done after school counselor. I got it all here, baby. It's Money Mitch we're talking to. Let's go, baby. Let's get it going here. Seeing a lot of mention in the chat. Someone saying, what's up with SPY, though? No one talking SPY? I'll SPY out here, guys. Don't worry.
They weren't paying attention. We literally got levels set.
Yeah, you know how it goes, man. There's everyone joining in a little bit later, Zunaid. Maybe not here at the start, so we'll tell you that you were a little bit late, but we'll be watching today to see the SPY coming on down. I talked about this level yesterday, right? We were talking about how every time it got up here towards this 416.30s, it was failing. Yesterday, what do? We get right above that. We actually went to 416.61. But then fail there again on the next hourly candle. That shows me right there that 416, there's some heavy selling, heavy profit taking in those areas. So that right there shows me that we got to be careful today, because if we break this support, I think you can see some continued downside action. And we're all really watching what, of course, CPI data coming out on Friday, which is the most important thing on everybody's radar and investors. But I think they're going to sell off this market before that inflation data comes in. And that will actually go ahead and maybe lower the bar for that inflation data, which will bring us right back up. And so we'll stay in kind of a choppy area. But I do think that we're going to come down closer towards 400 today, I'll even say, which is some pretty big distance, right? We're talking 7 points down. We'll keep on watch to see what happens. The ATR has been slightly going down on the SPY, which is a good idea. It's a good news here, because I mean, we were all the way up on an average move about 12 points. Now we're down towards about 9 points on the SPY. So I could still see 400 in reach here. So we'll see what happens there on SPY. Of course, let's talk about some earnings stocks. So that's one thing that I want to do more and more, is bring you guys the news. I'm covering more on pre-market prep, so I'm going to be bringing you guys the news. You guys saw earlier I was throwing up some kind of moving headlines on the bottom. Zunaid was talking about Apple. I was bringing up Apple here, that they unveiled new MacBooks. They have the pay later service, messaging edit, Twitter. You heard that, messaging edit. That was definitely a shot at Twitter. They threw that in there. They were like, you know what? We could probably do that, right? Coders, fix that. Do some editing on that messaging. And then you guys also saw the coal news. So I'll keep trying to bring in more and more news. One area that we'll be looking at, and I'll get into the earnings right now, but before I get into that, is the Binance SEC probe. And it's affecting the Bitcoin to really bring it down today. So that's another reason why I'm looking at potentially the market coming down today. But another area you can look for shorts today are stocks like Mara, stocks like HUT. I think these are going to continue to get pounded. Mara could easily end up being like a dollar stock again, even though it went up to like $70. We're talking it's an $8 stock now. That's almost 90% retracement. And it continues to come down and has more room to the downside, I think, today. MSTR is another one you guys can watch. I think this one could break down through 200 and get towards 180 today. So that's a nice look. You're talking about 40 points to the downside. We'll see what happens on MicroStrategy. Let's go ahead.
Mitch, to your point on Mara, I think you're spot on that. I think you're absolutely spot on. And it's worth noting that during COVID in 2020, Mara was 43 cents.
Clear definition, right?
And Lord Byron, you're exactly right. Riot could be the exact same thing. I mean, look at those charts.
100%.
Those charts look like death. Riot too during COVID, 51 cents at one point.
And just to get some
exactly right
supporting information, right? You got right now, New York City just put out some kind of bans on cryptocurrency and mining, right? And they're gonna, it's literally on the governors to sign right now. But I think you're gonna continue to see more and more banning of how people are doing this mining. And how are that going to affect the mining stocks themselves? I think that you got to keep that in mind. And I think there's going to be a lot of negative being mentioned about how these cryptocurrencies are mined. And that right there within itself could continue to pressure on these cryptocurrency stocks. We'll see what happens. Let's get into the earnings here. I want to quickly go through those. We got about 9 minutes before the bell. I did see some Twitter talk out there. So we'll see if General Ken Paxton can probably do so much more in Texas right now. I don't even want to get into that, but we'll see if he can kind of figure out what's going on with the Twitter bots. And man, go do your job. Go do your job, Ken. Your job is not to deal with Twitter, but I won't get into all that. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about United Foods here. So UNFI, United Natural Foods. This is a really nice setup that I see on the chart. So look at the daily setup, right? And a lot of times what we want to do is not necessarily look at where the stock is. Look at the pattern that it's repeated before. I think this is very important, because if you can see a stock repeating a pattern that is awesome to look for, because once you see that, we're going to watch that to continue. And so you can see here, UNFI, right out of the 2020, what did it do? It did this long-term kind of flag and then broke out of it, right? Then what do you get in 2021? You get a nice little flag kind of push here. It was a shorter time frame, but when it pushed into this 40 area, you got the same kind of long-term kind of flagging action and then another breakout. What do we got right now? Long-term flagging action, and now we're going towards the breakout. This is what I want to see when I'm seeing long-term charts. So the consecutive pattern of these flag pennants, whatever you want to call it, is going on up here. So I'm going to watch for this stock after it beat here. So a Q3 adjusted EPS of $1.10, beating the 97 estimate here. I'll go ahead and throw it up so you guys can see that. So here the EPS was at $1.10, beating that. The sales were at 7.2 billion, beating the sale at 7.1 billion. Net sales were at 7.2 billion, an increase of 9.2%. Net income increased 39.6%. So that's a good area there. So I think you keep watching here. The updated full year outlook for net sales, net income, EPS, and adjusted. Everything looking towards the upside. So I'm going to be watching this one, and I'll also give you another one in the same industry to watch, which is USFD. This one actually might push up because this one had good earnings. We'll see what happens. Let's keep going to the next one here. I want to go into Smuckers, JM Smuckers, which is, I forgot the ticker. It's SJM. All right, so let's go into that here. I'll give you the earnings number here so you guys can see that. The adjusted EPS of $2.23, beating the $1.88 estimate, and sales at $2.3 billion, beating the $1.98 billion estimate. So another beat and a beat here. And they also said that our fourth quarter full year results demonstrates the continued execution of our strategy and momentum of the business and challenging dynamic environment. Our strong financial results reflect the sustained consumer demand for at-home food and coffee and consumers' desire for our trusted, iconic brands, said Mark Smucker, President and Chief and CEO. So we'll kind of watch to see what happens here in JM Smuckers. I think this one's coming back a little bit here, but we're talking about packaged foods, right? And so it needs a lot to come back here. This one fell significantly from the 17 to 19, so it could come back up towards a resistance. I'd be looking for a move maybe up there towards 127, but we'll see if it can continue from there. All right, the last one I'll give is Cracker Barrel. Anyone trading Cracker Barrel? Anyone's ever traded Cracker Barrel? Throw it up in the chat. Let me know. They got an adjusted EPS of $1.29, missing here the estimate of $1.35 estimate, and sales were at 790.2 million, missing the 95 million estimate. And so what does this show? A little bit of weakness in certain restaurants. This just shows us how retail is on both sides right now, and Target is really the major stock of the day. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look at that. Target getting shellacked. And why did Target get hit hard? Because comments of short-term hits to profits is going to cancel orders and markdowns of unwanted merchandise. So today they came out on CNBC. The CEO talked about how they want to clear room for merchandise, including groceries and back-to-school supplies, and showing some more struggles, at least in the big box stores. So Target definitely getting hit hard today. We'll see what happens. And that's it for the news. I can get into some ratings out there. I will give you guys the BTU rating because you guys know how I love BTU. So Jeffrey's upgraded here. There's an upgrade from a hold to a buy. And so that's the important part. I always like when I look for the buy. I don't like reiterations or something like that. But when I'm looking for stuff to move, I'm looking for stuff to go into the buy here. Jeffrey's upgrading BTU from a price target of 25 to 36. So we're at 26 right now. They're looking for some upside, and they actually see us going past that high that we had here in April. So right off the back, BTU will be on the radar. We'll see if this can get moving. And just to mention, they also upgraded METC, which is another coal player, from hold to buy, and that price target was from 16 to 25.
Mitch,
Trying
it's
to bring
also,
you guys a lot of news, guys.
I was going to say, Mitch, it's also, I know you probably had that prepared just now. We actually got an upgrade on Arch, which is another coal name that's going to be Arch Resources. That was
Nice.
Jeffries upgrading that from hold to buy and raising the price target from 160 to 225.
So Jeffries this morning upgrading 3 coal players, just to kind of state that. And that's what I look for as a sector and industry analysis kind of person. Those are the keys that I'm looking for. Because when analysts point to the upside, of course, what happens? Eyes look. So now you'll have a lot of eyes looking at these coal players to see if their price targets were kind of out of the reach, or is this just a pullback that we got in coal? And they can see in the longer term how winter is coming and how coal will affect into going into those months, right? And so it could be that it could take a little step back first into the summer and then really boom and going into winter. I would keep my eye on these coal players. And there was another upgrade with Jeffries for a valet. And so I know how people love that valet stock. So keep your eyes on that. It did get an upgrade also by Jeffries, and a price target raise. It was a hold to a buy, and it was from $17 to $24, and we're at 18 here. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little extra information. I'm trying to bring some more value to you guys and bring more news so that we can connect the catalyst with the stocks, match the technicals, and trade, baby, because that's what I like to do is 3 variables. We look at the story, we look at the fundamentals, we look for technicals, and sometimes the fundamentals can just change with a price rating increase, right? Because I calculate that into the fundamentals because I think that that's what they're looking at, right? A lot of the analysts do deeper dives into that fundamental, and that's how they determine if they want to go ahead and do a buy and how they want to determine their price targets.
Mitch, I'll just say I love that. You can keep doing that just for me. If you remind me to take a look at analyst ratings amongst all the other stuff that I have to look at in the morning, more power to you. We're going to try to find all the opportunities. Keep it up.
Hey, we'll keep bringing some more and more right here on Live Trading with Benzinga. So do us the favor. How you can support us by looking at this information and doing all this resource and research for you guys is, of course, by smashing that like button. That's what keeps us free. That's what keeps us pushing for more, and that's what's going to keep us bringing more value. Let's get into some trading action. Let's look at the trades out here. I'm going to be looking at basic materials. It's going to be a day. I think it's going to be bloody for tech, so just be careful out there in tech. Even though you're seeing a lot of kind of positive news come out of Apple, I actually am looking at Apple for a short today because I feel like everyone's leaning bullish, and I think it could just flush out here, but we'll see what happens. All right, there's the bell there. UNFI just popped, said somebody. All right, I'll watch UNFI. I do like this stock. We'll look for pullbacks to VWAP to see if we can jump on this stock today and make some money. Let's do it. We'll see what happens. Like always, guys, make your own investment advice. We're here to show you guys process, not here for you guys to copycat trade. If not, I would be on different platforms we won't mention, but that's what it's all about, guys. We're here to help each other push to the next level. All right, guys, I'm just going to let you guys know I am cutting forward right now. This swing is not working out for me. Just lost a small little amount on forward. I already cut it, so I just want to let you guys know. Just cut that. I'm done with forward. Let's take a look at BTU and see what happens there. Look at BTU, man. We missed this one out the gates. I'm glad I covered it. Already ripping here towards the bell, guys. And why is this happening? Such a positive outlook in coal. So we'll see what happens here. Already a 6% move right out the gates there for BTU, pushing up there to 28s. Take a look at the other ones that we talked about. ARCH, METC, also pushing up there towards the 16. We'll look for pullbacks to the VWAP. They're definitely looking strong here, these coal players. We'll see what happens. Let's see if I can catch one of these at the VWAP on a pullback.
And Jan, by the way, the one off of our list here, trying to bounce off the 351 VWAP here. 375 is the high. Sorry, I have KRBP up. Let me get Jan up here. I've got it on my previous. Jan really needs to take out this high to get rolling. It's trying to hold VWAP right now, so we're just kind of watching it.
I'm actually going to take a shot here, Jan. When I got filled at 355, my stop loss is going to be 336. We're going to look to take profits around 376. So let me actually do a...
Okay, I grabbed some at 360 there. Looks like we've got a momentum push up here. I'll add around VWAP, but I'll cut if we break beneath. Man, it's moving fast. May hold off on the ad. So one of the things real quick, and Zunaid, interrupt if you need to add any context to this. One of the things when stocks are moving around like this, you know, I don't necessarily like to add because I feel like I might get pulled right after I do a little bit of an ad. Even if I think that it's going to go higher, when it's as volatile as this, sometimes lowering position size and holding it off is a good idea.
All right, BTU pulling on back here, but not coming towards the VWAP yet. I needed to pull back. I'm going to look for a pullback to 27 and then a breakout through 28. So we'll see what happens there. Trying to get in also in UNFI, but I need a pullback to at least 48.25s. Try to look for a pullback there. We'll see what happens here. Let's do it, guys. Let's sound that alarm. Let's go. Let's go. Hit the like button. Let's keep it going right here on Live Trading with Benzinga.
365 has a little bit of a spot here on Jan. It'd be interesting. Ooh, they took part of that. They're refreshing they're refreshing 365 here. So that's your spot. If it can take that out, it's likely to pop higher. Well, we'll see if it can do that though. 365, your spot here. They're trying again. There it goes. There's 368. Now we're going to go for day high here. Day high here is going to be 375, folks. Let's see if we can pop that.
And again, my take profit on this one. Damn it, where'd it go? What is this?
We're coming up. Here we go. Here we go. We're at day high. Sorry, Zunaid. I don't mean to talk over you.
You're good.
That movement, baby.
Do you? Yeah, so currently trading at 371. I'm looking to take profit here at 376, and there it goes.
And there it goes, and I'm out. Boom.
Sweet. I'm going to go ahead and take the rest out here at 384. So out there as well.
That's how we start the day, Zunaid. That's exactly. Hey, I love it. I love it, bro.
Nice you bringing it to our attention. Baby. I appreciate you bringing that to our attention because I definitely.
You got it. And here's the thing, guys. Awesome. So we're out. It's still moving. It's not done yet. Let's wait for this to set up. Let's be as patient as we can on the setup here. This will set up again. It's rolling. It's got huge volume. Don't get sucked in and be a part of the pullback. Wait for it to set up here.
And here, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here just to kind of explain why I went ahead and took the trade. And of course, you can actually, it'd be really cool if you want to give your insight afterwards.
Absolutely.
For me, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the 1 minute. It was, Ryan had already mentioned, you can already see the beautiful movement that it's had. You guys know I love my VWAP, and I love my whole number. So 350 is what I was thinking. I was like, all right, cool. Look, it's currently trading. I think it was around like 55. So I went ahead and took it because to me, I was like, look, 350 is right there. If it goes ahead and breaks it, I'll give it a little bit of room. So I told you guys, what was it? 336 was my stop loss. And so that's where I wanted to take it. So simply because the VWAP was there and the 350 level I liked, and I already knew that this candle, it was right already around 375. And I was like, all right, cool. That's where my take profit's going to be. So it's kind of like a 1-to-1 trade. And that's why I took it. VWAP and the whole number was close enough right there. And obviously it had momentum in the pre-market as well. Did you take it for any other reason?
No, well, a lot of the same. I mean, again, one of the things that we outlined here is going to be day high, right? We wanted to see if this was going to pop through day highs or if this was going to get yanked through day highs. And as soon as we got to 375, I mean, I don't even think you could have bought that break, right? It moved through it so fast and gave you what we traded up. What's the high print on this candle here? We traded up to what, 390? So let me zoom in. I'm sorry about this. 395, right? So we got 20 cents off of that pop. The last time that I trade this, I actually lost trying to hit a high of
let me just call this out. I'm gonna go ahead and take a Tesla short here. Got filled at 670 puts on Tesla expiring this week. I got filled at 1483. My stop loss is going to be above 704. Tell you.
So we wanted to see it pop through high of day. When it came back into the last time that I traded this, I got smoked on it trying to go through high of day. So when it came back to VWAP, it didn't actually come in and touch. It kind of hovered there. There was a whole bunch of stock trading. I thought, you know what? This is probably going to be okay here. This is probably going to work. Sorry, I just scalped it again there on the return. This is probably going to work. Took a little bit. Zunaid, you were already in it. You actually got a slightly better price. I think you got 5 cents better than I did. And then it just moved right through that high, took the gains, waiting for it to set up here again. I actually scalped it through high of day there. Looks like we got a new high print here of 404.
Beautiful VWAP bounce there for BTU. Had to take this little step out, so I've been missing a little bit of action, but I'm back, guys. Let's see what's going on here. Please repeat, Zunaid, said Lisa. I don't know.
Yeah, my fault. I know I spoke white because we had a lot of stuff going on. I went ahead and took a short on Tesla. So my Tesla short is 670 puts expiring this week. I got filled at 1483. And I also went ahead and took a short on Tesla.
Ooh, I
got this. I got the 630 put. I got filled at 582. I'm not gonna lie. I am probably gonna give this a little bit of wiggle room. 704 break is gonna be my stop loss. So I'm risking a little bit here.
All right, coal stocks ripping, guys, ripping there. I hope someone was able to get that coal stocks today, guys. You're getting a nice push. CEIX, BTU, nice BWAP bounce trade. AMR is one that I'd look to get strong here. ARLP hanging out there, could get a little bit nice move on up. METC, one we gave in pre-market, already up 6% also. So 2, 6, 7% winners in the first less than 10 minutes of the market given right here on live trading. I hope you guys were able to make some money in those calls.
And by the way, I don't know if you mentioned it. I think I heard other tickers. Arch pushing to the highs here. So we talked about that as kind of a late ad. And Veru. I know a lot of people in the room here are trading Veru. But Arch, let me go ahead and bring it up here. I was looking at my option chain. Really pushing towards the highs here. I'm not in this. I didn't take this, but good volume. This was one of the upgrades. Mitch, you identified the theme here. Real great stuff. By the way, I had mentioned the past couple of days about one of my longer term holds, Chara. The only reason I'm mentioning it is because coal is clearly hot right now. Coal is clearly a very hot sector and being burnt by a lot of these utilities. Chara does coal ash remediation. So the more coal that gets burned, the more you have to take care of those toxic chemicals and make sure that waste doesn't cause harm to the environment and the community living around it. So they actually have a presentation starting in 6 minutes that I kind of want to get headlines from. And it's interesting to see coal moving on the same day. Will it provide a trade? I don't know yet. We're going to watch and see. But one more thing to keep in mind. Coal is hot, but it's Hex. I wasn't going for that, but appreciate it. And actually, shame on me for not covering Veru this morning. I should have. We definitely gapped up. We had some news yesterday. What was that again? Let me find this here for you. Okay, so Tang Capital Partners disclosed a 5.2% passive stake in Veru. This came after hours yesterday, Form 13G, and it looks like it's gapping up and trading up here today. So Veru, nice shot. This is definitely going to be in play today. In fact, I think maybe if we take out this high, we might be able to do a little bit of a range break. 1458, let's call it 1460. Nice
move there in BTU. I hope someone got that VWAP bounce trade. That was a really nice trade. That's not a bad one out there. Let's take a look at the SPY and overall market. What are we seeing out there? We saw a little bit of a bounce here. SPY up there to 409. Remember, 416 is a little bit of ways here. That's really the breakout spot. So I don't mind a little bit of a bounce here. I think if we can hold 410, we're still looking like we could break to the downside. So we'll see if we get that flip action. The Qs right now are starting to push there through the 305 here. Technology almost into the green here. But it's only in the green right now is healthcare and energy. We'll see if these can continue making moves. Basic material. What is up in basic materials? Coal, 3.8%, almost 4% up. So you got to know where the strength is on out there. I think it's so important.
Bali is mentioning HNRG. By the way, some real smart people that I talk to on a regular basis, especially about coal and stock themes and stocks that are moving, they really like HNRG. Evidently, this company is poised to make a whole bunch of money too going forward here. I don't have the specifics. I'll try and get some more of that so I can share it with you folks. But HNRG, great mention, definitely worth watching. We also have our resident natty gas trader here in the chat, Jeff Dees. He is always looking at UNG and Boyle, and boy, oh boy, are those having.
All right, stopped out on the stopped out on the Tesla. Went and got stopped out at 11:06. And then the 6:30 put, I went ahead and got stopped out at, I'll tell you exactly my fill, 4:05.
BTU, guys, breaking through the high of the day there. Beautiful trade there on BTU. From the open, BTU is already up 7%, guys. Not a bad day there, guys. I'm glad I covered those ratings.
Yeah, Mitch, I was going to say, timing must be your thing, huh? Because that was some pretty good timing, my man. Good
Dude,
stuff.
this morning when I saw that, I was like, Jeffries upgrading BTU. I was already thinking BTU. So Jeffries,
Mitch,
you just leaned me into it.
You had just said Jeffries. Do you have analysts or firms that you put more weight on than others?
Yes.
And is Jeffries one of them?
100%.
Do you have a couple others you can share with the group by chance?
Yeah, let's do that. No. I completely agree. I just want to bring up Benzinga Pro so I could show you guys that a little bit more. And this is what I do every single morning is I open this up. And if you're not using Benzinga Pro for this, I don't know what you're using because this makes it 10 times easier. All I do is I open up my Pro in the morning and I start looking. So I usually go to the calendar. So you can look on the left-hand side, you hit the calendar, right? That'll open up here and you can check your earnings. That's where I was checking my earnings. And then you just change it to the analyst ratings here. And a lot of the times when I'm looking at analyst ratings, I'm looking for what? I'm looking for buy. Because I mean, you can take a look at outperform and overweight. I don't pay attention to those too often. I pay attention to more upgrades to a buy and upgrades to a buy, and that initiates. So you want to see green and green here. And so those are the ones that I'd start looking at. And you can see Jeffries here. You can see UBS. Of course, Goldman Sachs is one that always stands out. So pay attention to those. Another area that I take a look at, like let's say like this, like Seaport Global. Not going to pay too much attention to that. You can Morgan Stanley, of course, Barclays, you can pay attention to. But even like I'm not the biggest fan of BMO Capital here. It doesn't stand out as much. Raymond James moved some stocks, so you guys can pay attention to that. Piper Sandler is also one of my major ones to kind of keep on watch. When Piper Sandler's definitely reports, you want to watch that. But there's a lot of analyst firms. I think what you need to do more often is not pay attention to necessarily the firm itself, but pay attention to what is the change? What was their rating before and what did they change? Why is that happening? Why could that be happening is more important than the actual change. And so in my case, in the coal players, right, we saw coal make a pullback and we were asking to ourselves, is coal making a correction or is it broken? And right. And then you can look here. I'll show you guys the industry chart. And I think this is very important because if you look here, you saw coal doing a pullback, but it was in correction. It wasn't in a breakdown. And this actually held the support and then gave us a nice lift up. That shows us that, okay, so it's correction. And then we're looking for another boom. Jeffries putting out those ratings. What? They're seeing the price action. They're seeing the coal go back up to the highs. They're seeing the outlook of what? Of course, into the winter, coal is going to get more and more expensive as it keeps going into the winter. So we'll see what happens here. And another reason why inflation could come higher. So I know that a lot of people are watching inflation, but this is one of those signs that shows me that inflation could continue to rise.
Real quick, I just want to kind of put a bow on what you were just talking about because I absolutely loved the lesson there. I like doing exactly what you're doing, where you can sort by rating, you can sort by action on security, but it's also worth noting if you click the filters button in the side, you can actually filter your analyst ratings calendar to only show you specific combinations. Yeah. So if you want to see the upgrades and initiations that move something to buy or overweight, you can set it up to only see those two things. And it might be easier for you to process that data. So really awesome lesson there. The only thing that I would add, I don't know if I heard it, I really like Morgan Stanley and Stifel. I see Quantum in the chat mentioning Stifel. Great stuff. Great stuff there from the entire team.
I love that kind of using the filters a little bit more. That's one thing that I could use more of, and
Yep.
appreciate you walking us through that, Ryan.
No problem, man. It'll just help you process the information, right? You can cut out the noise and all the stuff you don't want. Focus on what you do want.
PTU straight ripping, guys. I'm kind of annoyed that I missed it, but hey, that's just how it goes, guys. I did have an order out at 27 on this first pullback, but then I had to cancel. I went to the restroom, but hey, that's just life, running 2 shows. But BTU, what a move already, guys. 9% out the gates there.
Nice move in Tesla too. Zunaid, are you on top of that Tesla move?
I'm on the bottom because that's where I can't say it. But no, we were short, and so when it broke, so here I'll walk through that trade. I went ahead and shorted. We were below VWAP. When I came back, I was a little scared, and then here, this candle right here at 941 is where I went ahead and got stopped out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to yell at Dennis there, because he told me that those ratings didn't matter too much. Hint. Gotta throw some shots fired at Dennis Dick.
Mitch coming to snatch the chain right off Dennis's neck. Look out, folks.
Hey, I mean, when a stock goes off of a rating, and METC now up 15.46%. Look at that. Look at that chart today. Look at that.
That is a monster move here.
Yeah, that I think the rating kind of mattered right there. We'll see what happens there. XOM moving also. Yeah, we see energy taking off there, right? $100 bills for ExxonMobil, guys. $100 bills, guys. And we've been talking about this since 80s, that it could go towards 100. Beautiful move there. I remember there was someone in the chat, I forgot who it was, they kept always telling me, XOM to 100, XOM calls. Wow. You should get them, Mitch. Yeah, not a bad move.
So real quick, Mitch, I want to this is something that I actually just saw here. So this is my broker, so I can show you the level 2. You can see I have no position here. I'm not in this. I didn't trade this at all today. No position. But look at the time in sales. Look at these prints, Mitch. 100,000 shares at 650. Right after a block of 29,672 at 650. You think 650 is an important spot? It looks like they cleared out a block that was 247,000 shares of stock there. Just unbelievably gigantic prints here. Gigantic prints. Look at the size of this volume bar. I mean, that is pretty much the entire day of trading right there. So something going on in GLOP. As you can see, I have no position. I want to watch this one. This is the type of stuff that I watch in addition to watching the level 2. We talked about it last week, also wanting to watch time and sales. You can see just gigantic blocks of stock there. Look what the stock is doing here. We'll wait for a setup here. Something going on in GLOP.
Yeah, we'll see what happens on out there, guys. Hit the like, guys. Where are we at on the like count? I'm going to go ahead and check. I want to start hitting some new records, guys. We need you guys to support the show. We got over 800 people watching right now. Let's keep it going. Hit the like button. Looks like we're only at 161, guys. Come on, guys. Hit the like button. Support us as we're giving you guys the fire this morning. Let's keep it going here.
Buffalo Bicycle asking me what the tick chart was on my broker. So that tick chart is basically a this is the NYSE tick. So the NYSE tick chart. I think of it like a trader's compass. I don't pay attention to all of the different ticks. However, when I get extreme ticks like minus 1600 or plus 1400, let me throw it up there. When I get the extreme ticks, I generally try to pay attention to what the market is doing. Are we bottoming in the market? Is it a wide, broad sell-off? Is it in what's going on to drive that tick? Sometimes the first thing that I notice there is in fact the tick, and then I'll try to put pieces together to figure out whatever's going on past that. So I don't necessarily take direct trades off this, but I do kind of watch it almost as a compass, if you will.
All right, technology now into the green, 0.4, energy up 0.77, leading us now. Healthcare right behind the leader, energy, and then basic materials behind that. Of course, coal now up almost 7%. The industry. So almost every single coal stock is up except 2 of them out of my 14 items. So big day for coal there. Santa bringing that coal, baby.
Hellbiz looks like it's trying to push up here. I'm going to take a little here at 116. I think we really need to pop 117 to move to the highs here. That's what I have as my day high. We had a after hours high yesterday of 136. Let's see if we can assault that. 116 down now, bid 116, offer 117. Let's see if we can move on Hellbiz. HLBZ, sorry, had the wrong stock up there. Let me go ahead and do that.
Freaking
Hellbiz, this is one of the stocks that we covered this morning.
Well, one of the stocks you mentioned second earlier has already moved 4 to 5% since you've talked about it, which is that HNRG.
Yep, that's also related to energy. So that's kind of going with our energy coal theme that we got going this morning.
I'll go ahead and take a shot here at INDO. I already took some on E-Trade, but I'll tell you exactly my fill on. Make sure I don't buy too much. Okay, send. All right, I'm in at 1271 on INDO. Stop loss will be 1240.
Good news from our community. The kid got her driving permit. Jessica, I got bad news for you. You have a new teenage driver to insure. Have fun with that. But Veru having an awesome day. That should help you out. Great late start. Let's go. Let's keep it up.
Faloona doing well too. Also went to a red right before the bell and now has been green since the bell here, up about 2%. I'll keep an eye on it to let you guys know it just continues to move. All right, how's solar doing today? I wanted to take a look at solar stocks. So some of them up today, some of them down today. It looks like a mixed bag right now. So just be careful on out there. We'll see if these can actually continue making moves to the upside.
By the way, Hellbiz, big bid at 113 here. Big bid at 113. We'll see if this actually holds and if we can push through 116. Remember, I'm long 116 just a little bit here.
Tell Nick to stop killing me on some of these options. Mike, you let him know. Let Nick know. Tell him to wake up. Where's the money?
What was I about to do? Oh, yeah.
AMC moving up, says Mitchell Murray. Man, that is a name right there. That's like a mix of Michael Murray with Mitch there. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, I double taked right when you said it, Mitch. That's pretty funny.
Right? Mitchell Murray, man. You gotta come join Benzinga so we really get confused. We have a Michael Murray, we have a Mitch. We get a Mitchell Murray, man. MMs all the way, baby. All right, guys, what are you guys seeing on out there, guys? If you guys got a stock you guys wanted me to check on out, throw it up in the chat. I'm a little bit more about you guys right now because I missed those coal trades. So I'm trying my best not to FOMO into some of those trades. So I'm staying away from it right now, even though that was what I was looking for. So now I'm kind of more along looking around. So if you guys got a big mover, throw it up in the chat. Let's see what happens. What neighborhood you reside from? I was raised in South Florida, went to school in Central Florida, moved to Colorado, now in North Carolina, baby. I'm moving all around, baby. I'm never going to stop. I'm a gypsy at my soul.
Hey, did you already move or is that?
No, that's today, actually. Today's the day, baby.
Up on Hellbiz.
Moving Mitch. That's what Joel called me.
117 down, 118 now, new highs, Hellbiz. We need a continued push here for this trade to materialize. Let's go.
Baba analysis? I got you. Let's take a look at Baba. Is it doing well? Yeah, it actually is doing well right now. I actually like this pullback here. Doesn't look too bad here. It's holding sideways, and that's a good sign here after kind of the DD kind of, we won't get into it, but.
Buyers stepping into Hellbiz now, folks.
How's JD doing today? That's what I would watch if you're watching Baba. So I'll take a look here. JD pulling on back here to the VWAP. You just want to see it rip right back on up and push on out. I would watch like stocks like NIO, XPEV if you want to trade Chinese stocks because I think those have some more upside look because they're an EV. But of course, you guys can kind of watch Baba. You can watch PDD. They're all kind of doing well right now. We'll see if these can continue making moves on up. ASO doing not too bad right now. Academy Sports didn't expect to see this one up significantly, and it's trying to push back up here. We'll see what happens. How's KSS?
Jay Rice
Bull's coming back.
Real quick. Jay Rice. I sold some too. We popped through that 120, sold some 121. So out of Hellbiz right now, waiting for it to reset up again. We've got 2 good trades going today. Let's go. We're gonna
let's go, baby.
I'm sorry, we had 4, right? Zunaid hit 1, you hit 1.
Yeah, I had one good one, I had one bad one.
That's how it is, baby.
So you're doing it. Oh, this
doing it and doing
I'm
it.
I'm scalping SIGA here as it tries to figure out life around 1150s. And of course, I'm still in INDO at 1270. Let's just call it 1272. Stop loss. It's around VWAP, so nothing crazy happening there. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I am eyeing this Tesla. If it breaks,
yeah, my boy. I was looking at it too. Look.
Yeah, if it breaks VWAP, which would also be breaking 100, and if it closes, I'm looking at revenge trade it. I don't care what my mom says.
I like it. I like it. Up 1, up 2, up 3. It just failed the up 4, so I like it right now. I'm gonna actually start sizing into this here, seeing if I can get a little bit of a short action here.
Come on, you little shit. Lie to Me, by the way, is a great show. I know that's much talking about, but Lie to Me.
All right, starter on 702 on Tesla. Starting my short.
Great question here. Please interrupt me if you have anything. I'm basically just recapping Hellbiz. So we got a question here from Kagi asking, how did you find the Hellbiz trade? Great question. Let me throw up my screen. I will literally walk you through the process. Hellbiz was one of the stocks in my movers tool. So this is how I prepare for the day trading session every single day. I actually just discussed this with somebody yesterday. I use the movers tool with gainers, pre-market, and sessions selected, and then I go through this list and look at some of these gainers that are big gainers on big volume. The 2 here at the top you can ignore. One was a reverse split that was not adjusted. Duo was an ADR ratio change that was not adjusted. Our team will work on that. You can ignore those 2. And then I would just look at any of the other stocks here that have big volume and big gains. The first stock that we traded here today was Jan. You'll notice that this was on the list here. We basically marked where the sentiment shifted, so where the price either stopped on the upside or the downside, and then we used those levels combined with the level 2 to determine entry and exit. Did the exact same thing here for Hellbiz. As soon as we held this 105 and started to trade up, first move here was through 115. We got as high as 122. Jay Wild just told you he's looking to kick out his last piece at 125. I think that's dead on because I think there's a spot right at about 126, 127. So we identified the stocks and the levels prior to the market opening. When the stock started to perform, we simply executed the trade and we kept an eye on our own risk. For me, I don't know if these patterns are going to work out. I'm going to try and control my risk. I'm going to make a tight stop and hope and rely on my entry being good for me to get some profits. Great question.
All right, guys, just added to my short here. There you guys have it. Now I have 703.41 here. I'm going to go ahead and risk there towards the 1-minute highs that I see here. So we got a move towards 707.65. That's the risk on the upside. We'll see if this can get cracking right back down below VWAP now. Want to see it just flush down to 700. We'll see what happens here in Tesla.
HUSA now on the scanner, popping to new highs here. I have a high print of 554. There it goes. We're at 561 high print. Looks like this is going to keep pushing. That was too fast for me. I am not in this one, but it is moving here to the highs. HUSA.
A couple of things here. So, not that one. Why do I trade shortly after the open? Because if things hit my levels, then I want to go ahead and trade it, especially because that bounce that I'm looking for, it can be volatile and I can go ahead and get it. It works out, obviously, most of the times, but I'm also impatient and I don't want to wait. So that's also a part of the formula. Don't get me wrong. But that's the reason. If it hits the levels I want, then I'll get a quick bounce because everyone's trying to get in it as well. And I'm hoping to play that bounce in my favor. Am I short Tesla at the moment? No. Mitch is at 702. I'm personally waiting for a break of VWAP and 700. So this 5-minute candle, if it can close below 700, is where I'm looking to enter some puts. Maybe the 670 puts is what I'm kind of eyeing. Oh,
we'll see what happens there. Definitely.
This break. There you go. You got about 700 right here. Now we got to see what happens around it.
Now we're looking good. Now if it just blows through 700 is what I'm looking for. And the reason why I'm looking at that, just to kind of show Zunaid my view versus
Sure.
Zunaid's view here. So I have right here kind of a rising wedge pattern. And then if it breaks this trend line here, it should start breaking through the 700. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see it hold this low here, which is 699.50s.
What's the minute? What time frame is that?
This is the 1 minute. If you're looking at it as close as possible. I like the 3 also on this, but with the 3, you don't want it to get past 705. And Zunaid's looking at a 5 or a 10 usually.
I'm usually looking at a 5 or a 10. You can see now right off of 700, it's already giving you that bounce. So,
which was the level that we were looking for it to flush through.
Yeah.
Let's see if we get this back up through the 705s, because that's what I don't want to see right here.
HUSA, by the way, has a block at 561. It's trying to butt up against that. You might have a trade here if this pushes through it. It's at 560 right now. 561. Break. There it goes through. HUSA, folks. 3 for 3 today.
Nice.
Boom, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Money drops.
Not a huge amount on the profit on each individual trade, but when you add the 3 of them up, not a bad morning here at all. HUSA continuing. You had more patience than I did. You're banking even more than I am, folks.
I've got INBO here. I'm going to go ahead and take about half my size off at $13. $13 out. We got this one at about 12.75. No, I lied. It's 12.72. But I'd out half at 13.
Yeah, Keith mentioning it here. What's cool is that we can rewind these lessons and burn it in live trading plus education. That's what we're about right there. It's not for you guys to be like, oh, well, these guys made $1 million today. I want to be like them. No, we want you to be like, man, how they went about the market today. That's how I want to do it. Yep. That's what we want to be hearing.
Full disclosure, I've never made $1 million in a single trade in the market. Never. I've never done it. But you know what? We're going to do it here together. We're going to cover the process and we're going to get there.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's my loss for today. So I was down about $1,000 thanks to Tesla's short. So we're making it up with these scalps and INDO and Jan and all those stuff. So yeah, I am red for the day, but we're hoping to fix that. We'll see.
You know what, though, Zunaid? I really appreciate that. Excellent job clawing back, because the reality is that, and this is what happened to me the other day when I made a really bad trade and couldn't get my money back. The only thing that you can do is buckle down and claw back. You can't waste time getting set. I didn't even know that you were down because your emotions are so in check right now. Lo and behold, you're scraping that money back. Awesome stuff, Zunaid.
Appreciate you. Yeah. So, just trying to, and the crazy thing about Tesla, and this is why, I don't know. I just positioned it a little bit too strong on the Tesla end on the short, and that's where I kind of got squeezed. And that's why I'm looking to wait for that $700 break, but we'll see if we get it. Right now it's flirting with 703. If you wanted to go short here, sure. 706 break, maybe you stop out, or if you want a little bit more room, you take less shares and then you wait for the 710 break to stop you out. I'd love to have that 700 just break to the downside, though.
I'll tell you what's going to help us. If we get SPY to come back to VWAP, it keeps avoiding the comeback to VWAP there. If you take a look at the SPY here, I have it on the 1 minute. You can see how it's been curling up here, trying to break out above 411s and then trying to get a nice move up there, maybe to 416s today. But definitely, I think if this could come back down to VWAP, that's going to help us right now. But right now, it is towards the upside. So Tesla fighting, so you could see a little bit of a breakout. What I really don't want to see is a close above 705, because that's going to really push and probably stop us out at a 707 level. Of course, that's only like a four-point stop out, so we're going to give it the chance. You can see how it tried to crack this line, and what did it do? It wicked down there. Wicks. That shows you buying pressure coming into this move. We could get squeezed out of it above 407.
You guys are in here correctly giving a hats off to Zunaid for showing losses. I got a secret for you guys. Everyone that is a successful trader, every single one, literally 100% of successful traders have losses.
Out there at 707.36, not a bad loss there. 4-point loss. I'll take it.
If someone is not admitting or showing losses, they're lying. It's that simple. Everyone loses.
What? You can't be 100% accurate?
You
can't be 100% accurate?
I'm not good enough at that. No.
Not yet. Not yet. If you can be 100% accurate, let me know because I'm gonna stop trading and just.
I was going to say we'd be sitting on a beach earning 20%, to quote Hans Gruber.
All right, CrowdStrike running as mentioned in the chat. Let's take a look at that. Not a bad run there towards 174. It is topping out a little bit here at the 174 mark. Could come back towards VWAP, but we'll take a look here. See if we start getting some topping action in the SPY. They're kind of topped a little bit there. So we'll look for this to kind of flush back to the VWAP. If that starts happening, then you could start seeing some downside action here. All right, how's our BTUs? Just going sideways right now. It does have the VWAP up now towards 28.74. So just be careful if it cuts back down to, let's say, around the 28.25 level where I see support, which was the prior resistance.
Doc, I got you. I got you, buddy. That's one of my favorite quotes from Hans Gruber from Die Hard. I got you. Great minds. I love it. Great minds.
My worst loss is throwing 10K into this meme coin 6 months ago, and now it's worth 600. I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry. I was pulling up the yelling is talking comment.
No worries. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully you're able to make some money back.
That's actually one of the reasons I didn't trade a lot of the meme coins for something just like that. I basically just hodled Bitcoin and Ethereum, so totally get it.
Well, it's a learning lesson. That's all it is. It's a learning lesson.
Exactly. Wasbom asking me, is there any reason you don't actively trade crypto? This is a great question, and I've been getting this more and more from people. It's because I trade stocks. I feel as if my edge is greater in trading stocks than it is in crypto, so I try to do what is going to give me the best possible chance for profit. That's it. That doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's just how I've managed that situation. Another good question.
For me, it's more so about like, look, I can barely afford my housing and my rent. If I wanted to trade crypto, I'd have to be homeless with all the money I'm losing. All right. So there's only so much I can afford to lose. And I'm already starting futures. So like, can't be giving away money in every single aspect of life.
Yeah. My thing is I haven't found patterns that work in crypto. Technically, I haven't found it.
You got a 700 test once again here on Tesla. It's got to go ahead and break it. Those 702s. I want to cheat. I really do want to cheat. I really want to cheat. Am I going to cheat? I'm going to go ahead and cheat because
looking at X
630 puts got filled at 425. Taking a starter size in case this little puppy decides not to break 700 and screws me. Starter size 630 puts got filled at 425.
Gold looks like it's trying to have a good day.
Break it. Come on, man. Don't be an asshole. Break it. Just test 690. Just go ahead and get some buyers at 690. You'll be all right.
All right, taking a look here at LAC here. Minerals not having a bad day today, up about 0.98. It's pulling back here towards the VWAP, right underneath a whole dollar point. So I'd like this look here. Just trying to let it close down on the 1 minute here. It's done 1, 2, 3 times to try to break that bottom. I'm looking for it to get close towards the bottom here, which it just put in at 81. And then we're going to look for a push back to 25.
All right, INDO. Good. INDO, I'm going to go ahead and take some more size off here at 13.15. Oh, nice. I got filled at 13.18. 13.18, I'm out. And of course, Tesla doesn't want to break 700 just yet. Come on, man.
Trevor is asking, Ryan, can you set alerts with Pro? I'm a new user. Yes, you can set some alerts. Depends what kind of alerts you're looking for. If you're looking for price alerts, which I know a lot of people are, those are coming. They're not available on the chart yet. Excuse me. Remember, this service started off as a financial news service. So a lot of the alerts that are built in there are built around news headlines. Great question. We are looking to expand that as a little bit of a hint into the pipeline.
One more test for 700 on Tesla. Come on.
Tesla stopped me out and wants to break 700 now? Wouldn't you know it?
Come on, man.
We'll see if it gets that break there. All right, LAC trying to break that 81. Now I'm going to take my shot here, guys. Just got it into that LAC here, guys. So not a bad trade here. Going to risk about 10 cents here. Got 84s, 84, 24.84 on that fill there. So risking towards 74 as my risk here. We'll see if we can hold here. That's LAC. Let's take our shot, see what we get here.
You've also got INDO now moving on up. I'm going to go ahead and close this position. Went ahead and got my final fill at 1337 on that one. And there's the break on Tesla 700. Let's go. Keep it going. Give me more.
Just wanted to stop me out, man.
Well, now we got to go ahead and continue the push. There we go. Come on. Come on.
Small stop here. We'll see if LAC can get back up through 25 and then start making a move up, but needs to hold here on this pullback.
Energy's still hot here. A lot of these energy names moving real strong.
Yeah, INDO is moving on up. I'm all out of INDO, though, so I'm going to take that off my list.
Nice
right,
look
Tesla
here, starting to bounce.
Come back up.
There we go, back towards 25 here. We got 24.95. I want to see it break through 25 and then start pushing.
Oh, hell no. Hang on. You've got some options flow coming into Veru here. I'm going to take a shot. Here, let me.
Here, let me
just. Oh, shit.
Are you taking the options or are you scalping the stock?
Sorry, give me a sec. Let me figure
no
life
problem,
out
sorry.
here. No, you're good. You're good. I gotta stop trading on multiple platforms. It really messes me up. What they're grabbing into is the $17 call is expiring this week. I am going to go ahead and what can I do? What can I do? Where is it? By the way, Apple's near VWAP. If you're looking to go short, just wait for it to break VWAP. You can go short. I'm gonna go ahead and get the equity here. Got to starter size. My stop loss. I'm gonna add some more if it gets to 15. If it gets to $15, I'm gonna go ahead and add some more. 15.05.
I took a little bit here at 15.36. So we'll see if we get a move.
Yeah. They're coming into the $17 calls expiring
for
this week. Yeah, for this week. So they've got about $1.50 to go. By the way, I'm not gonna lie. I am gonna look to risk a little bit.
We're trying to take the highs,
Tesla.
folks. We're trying to take the highs. 15.53, your high here on Vero. We're trying to take that out. Might pop.
Yeah, my equity fill is at 15.36.
Same.
Guys, gotta throw out the chart then. Throw out the chart on one of them.
Here, sorry, hang on.
It's not a worry. I just need it on one of them.
All right, I'm gonna put Tesla and then I'm
New
gonna
highs
put Veru here as well.
There you go.
And here comes a bit of a pullback.
There's Veru. All right, we'll see if LAC gets above 25. We're looking good right now on lithium. Let's see if this starts pushing into the 25s.
I want to add to this Tesla, man, but I'm down about 650 now. Do I want to add?
I would take a look at the SPY and let the market tell you. The market keeps cracking down. I think you'll see Tesla keep washing out. And
all right,
what did we want to see?
Come on, man.
We talked about it that we wanted to see the SPY come back to VWAP. It's exactly what it did after that attempted breakout on Tesla. Came right back to VWAP. Now you want to see it just break back down, not get above the 410s, I would say, on the SPY. If it bounces here a little bit towards, let's say, 409.70s, it's fine. But you want to see it keep breaking through the whole numbers on the downside.
By the way, I took gains on Veru. I'll wait for that to set up again. Looking at YMM from yesterday, which continues to move here.
My boy just left me.
I'm sorry, Zunaid. Now I actually feel really guilty about that.
No, I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. No, it's fine. I'm just messing around.
That's funny.
Here's Veru, though. I am going to go ahead and start taking some profits. So go ahead and take half size here off at 1560. Again, our fill was 1530s. Just going to go ahead and scalp this bad boy as it tries to move on up so we can claw some losses back.
All right, about to get that push through 25 here and start taking some profit in LAC here. Let's see if we can get a nice little push into maybe 2510s or 2508s and take some profit. Then look to continue into 2525s. And then the high of the day right now is 2545. Let's see if we can get it up there. All All right, here's that push to 25.05s. Looking for a little bit more, and then I'm going to take half of it off here. All right, just took 25.06 there. Not bad trade so far here in LAC. Let's let the rest work.
Here's goddamn Tesla above 700, above VWAP as well. Come on, man. Don't do it. By the way, Vero at least 1573s and Tesla. It's going to stop me out here in a second. Mother freaker.
Tesla battling today, man. Battling. I think the SPY probably ticked up for you. Yep, ticked up, but 410s. Let's see if it gets to 410s.
I've got 1575 as a resistance for Veru. Interestingly enough, here, let's go ahead and show. I mean, this little drawing right there, I've had. Oh God, okay, that's not it. What I do? There we go.
Generac life.
I went ahead and had that drawing since I don't even know when, probably because of levels around here. There you go, from looking left. And what do you know? That stock, as soon as it got there, had a little bit of resistance, right? Hasn't completely pulled back, but you can see those crayons, man, they help out sometimes.
The purple
and there
crayons,
is Tesla, right back above 700. Screw you too, Tesla.
HCC's a boost, says Jay Rice, mentioning another coal player. And man, what a day for coal. Hope you got your coal for your hookahs out there, because looks like it's going to get more expensive. METC now up almost 17% from the open right here, given on live trading before the bell, the catalyst that could make METC run. I hope somebody caught it, and we're getting close to that price range. Could we get up there today? The price target was raised from 16 to 25 on this METC, and that was once again from Jeffries. And went over it in pre-market. Hope somebody was able to nail that METC as it continues to break out and be the leader in coal today. And HCC also a really good day.
By the way, one of the stocks that we talked about yesterday, YMM, had huge blocks on it. There's another huge block here at 788. They've chomped part of it. So they're trying to take it down. And I suspect that we could get another huge pop here if we take this block down. So I'm in 787. I got a quick trigger finger on it. I want to see the block at 788 fall. It may happen, it may not. We shall see, but that's what I'm watching over here.
Good trade so far in LAC, now up there towards 25.13s from an original entry at 24.84. And so we're looking really good. We're up over 30 cents on this LAC trade. We'll see if we can get through 25.25s and then just boom, take the profits into the high of the day. Won't be a bad look. We'll see what happens. Lithium Americas.
Battling 700 once again is Tesla. You can see that it's tried to pop above. Man, this Tesla trade could either ruin my day or not. We'll find out.
Lord Byron sounds like I was about I would say about 4 years ago. I used to do actually overnights and then trade in the morning. And why did I do overnights was just so I could get to trading, because other than that, I would have to end up working during the trading hours. So if you're busting through learning how to trade and at the same time working a full-time job, power to you. And I hope that you can keep powering through to get your skills where you need it to get to, so that you can get some, either if it's supplemental income, maybe it's looking forward towards being a full-time trader. Power to you and keep battling through, because I know how tough that can be. And I know how tired you can be into the market. So just keep trying to work on your skills to up it.
I never worked the overnight shift like you guys, but I did exactly what you were saying. I worked multiple jobs. I did this on the side. I did this with the goal of saying, you know what, just like Lord Byron, I don't want to have to do that anymore. So I want to make the sacrifices now to try and make the enjoyment possible later. So I'm not going to fault anyone for doing that. We all are at different levels. We all face different challenges. Good luck to you. I wish all of you the absolute best.
The only
way, even if we do disagree on pizza.
Got to do what you got to do. That's what it's all about.
I'm a little chicken.
Oh
I'm scared.
My!
What?
We look at our community. Jessica here just took 155% profit on Veru.
Very nice.
Oh my goodness. Let's
nice.
go, Jessica. Great
Well
work.
done.
Round
That's what I
of
love to hear.
applause.
Hey, that's what it's all about. That's what we're here for, guys. Is at the end of the day, we want you guys to have success. So let us know how we can keep continuing to build here on live trading. And of course, hit that share button down below. Let everybody know, at least maybe your good friends, that live trading is where you want to be.
Oh, Mitch.
All right, Veru now breaking above that 1575. I love it. Tesla going ahead, test VWAP once again. Boy, this Tesla, I've just been scalping it, trying to get my losses back because this is just getting ugly. I'm going to go and take another leg off here at 1589. Oh, no, I got a shitty fill. I've got out another leg at 1582 on Veru.
Got it.
To go ahead and march on up.
Great stuff today. I love
guys.
what I'm seeing.
Let's go. Let's go. I got into a high there of 25.21. We haven't gotten through 25.25. I'm looking for that last little push here in LIC to take my profits and take a hell of a good trade off the table. Let's go.
Jay Rice, another good shout here. VTNR all-time highs. Been buying PSCE all morning. So I saw VTNR. I didn't trade this because there were other targets here, but I saw this, and boy, oh boy, this gave us some great opportunities here. Let me take a look at what the sympathy plays, excuse me, PSCE. Let me pull that up here. That has a very similar chart. This looks thinner.
SPY ripping, just be careful out there for the shorts. Remember, I talked about I didn't want to see it past 410. We just started pushing into the 410s, almost to the high of the day there. Just want to put that out there. Just be careful on out there. SPY starting to push.
Yeah, for me, it's the 410.59, which is the Feb 24th war low.
Cheermo, I know you're a girl. I appreciate you coming on in here every day and working hard to continue upping your skills and giving us some love, saying that I love this trading community and I couldn't do it without all of you, seriously. And that's what it's about, building a community of support versus a community of competition. We're not here to compete against each other. We're here to push each other forward because we're all looking for success and to continue moving up.
All right, Veru now about to crack 16.
I love how you guys support each other in the chat. That's
Me
really,
too.
Honestly, I think I would stop doing what we do if that wasn't the truth. If it was just a whole bunch of bickering in the chat.
If our chat and our community was toxic, I would not have as much fun as I do every single day. But because of the people that come here, because of the way you folks treat each other and us, it's literally the best part of my day. I say it all the time.
100%.
Did you call her a man earlier or something?
No, I just like to. I like to kind of state.
I thought
I feel like sometimes
a man. And
no,
I feel like so you were like, no, I know who you are.
No, I feel like sometimes Chermo gets referred to it as a man. I don't know why. Maybe
so that's what I was saying.
Name,
like
the cognition.
Like that's probably what happened.
But I'm just more along. I like to state it so that everybody knows. Also, I mean, we have some killer girl traders in here.
Yeah,
and they're killing it. These women in here.
Mitch, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of this. I'll sometimes say, yo, bro, or oh man, what's going on? And I really don't mean it like that. I'm glad that you mentioned that because I've made the mistake a whole bunch of times.
I was
curious. I looked back and I was like, Mitch screwed up. I didn't see him mess up.
No,
I
want to give love to the women out there that are pushing hard.
Of course.
For sure.
No, of course. You've got, by the way, I'm just gonna go ahead and never mind, it came down. I'm gonna wait. I was gonna
I love those moments.
It came down.
I'm gonna no, hold on a second. Let's stop.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Let's be smart. Let's be smart.
Tesla.
Let's take it
man,
easy.
like Tesla, you just gotta come on down, baby. Just come on down. Here, let's go ahead and draw some crayons to see if it'll make sure that it doesn't get past this crayon line. That's our defense right there. All right, you can't get past that. Don't break 705. I am scalping short the SPY because remember I told you guys I'm more so looking for the 410.59 to be the way that the SPY breaks down before. I would love it if the SPY goes ahead and cracks a VWAP and we go ahead and test the 408. I would love that, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Whoa.
And there's my Tesla. I'm out.
Okay. You guys interrupt me if you need to. Shout out here, Jay Rice. Jay says, Ryan, PSCE, pull up a chart and compare it to XLE. It's lagged. As they say, the big names like Chevron, XOM lead. These little guys are the last to move. So this is what he's telling me to do. I pulled up the chart for PSCE, and then in Benzinga Pro at the top here, I used the compare button and I added XLE, which is represented by the purple line here. You can see that this is clearly trading with the XLE. This actually looks like it's a little bit ahead of this. However, what he was talking about is this was absolutely lagging, and then it kind of looks like it just outperformed here, right? It just kind of moves with it and just outperforms. This is a really good exercise and a really good way to compare things to bigger averages. In fact, it looks like it's diverging even further now from the XLE. Really awesome stuff here, Jay. Really appreciate this. I'm glad that you mentioned this.
All right, taking a look at Slumberburger here. It does look good off the VWAP, but it already bounced a little bit. Bounced about, what, we got 10 cents already, so I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback. That's SLB Slumberburger. That's his oil play here. Looking for a little pullback towards 47.40s, and then I could get in off of the 47.30s, but I'm looking for a breakout towards 47.61. Still in this LAC here, just letting it work here. Wanted to see if it can hold 25 on any pullbacks and try to take out 25.25 to get that nice profit. We already took half of it off. We're looking for a continuation above 25.25. We'll see if we can get it up there.
And I actually screwed that up. I brought up the daily chart. Jay, I'm sorry. Jay, you were asking me to put it on a weekly chart. We just saw the comparison here to the daily chart, where it looks like it's clearly following this. On the weekly chart, this is exactly what Jay was saying here. It is lagging right behind it. Jay, I hope this was what you were talking about. I love comparisons like this. I don't do enough of them. I'm glad that you brought it up. Mitch, it looks like you're taking a little heat for saying Slumburger. It actually is pronounced
Slumber J, but Slumburger is what I call it. It's the burger.
Every time you say Slumburger, I laugh inside.
Oh, it's because I refer to it as that. But definitely, it's the burger, man. It gets you. It's
the burger.
I think I've lost once on this stock, and I've won like 10 or 11 times. So I like trading it. I'll tell you that much at least. There's the push in LAC, guys. I've been waiting for this push to get on up through that 25.25. Just got up there towards 24.24. Let's see if we can get through that 25, start pushing on LAC. Get that burger, baby.
Tesla on the 705, so I'm out of those puts. Now the next resistance on SPY is going to be the 411.79, which is a previous close. You've still got, what do you call it, Veru hanging out at 1581s.
All right, trying to get through that 25 level. We keep showing up to 24. Here it is on the offer. See if it takes it out here. Looking for that next leg up here. SPY pushing strong, guys. I will give you guys that. I didn't expect to see that. And sometimes you're going to be right. Sometimes you're going to be wrong. But definitely.
Josh, that's pretty funny. I worked for Halliburton for 6 years. Mitch pronounced it correctly. Yeah, when you work for a competitor, you'll slander your competition. That's fun stuff. And Jay Rice here holding the top four: PSCE, our PDCE, RRC, MTDR, SWN. So Jay giving you other tickers to watch here and other potential sympathy trades. Good stuff.
SPY ripping there, guys, up there towards 411. We'll see if this can continue making moves. This is what I think is holding technology up today. So if you're looking at technology, what's doing well there? Right now, electronic gaming and multimedia is actually doing really well right now. Let's take a look here. Some of the leaders there. MSGM, you got Twilio, Take Two. Take Two with a really nice move up today, 4.83% there. Take a look at SE having a really great day. Nice VWAP bounce trade. You can see there clearly bouncing off that orange line, getting on up there towards the next level. So keep your eyes on these. They're having good days today. Venus Systems, this is a cheap stock here. Nothing much there. And how's Activision? Let's take a look here. EA is down. Actually, coming back, though. Just got above VWAP, so not a bad one to keep an eye out. ATVI. Take a look at Activision. Yeah, it's coming back. We'll see if this can kind of push up there towards 78 today. It is holding the VWAP. Just did a little push there towards 77, 79. Now pulling back towards the VWAP. We'll see what happens there.
And
All right,
Shannon,
guys, we're getting towards 10:30. I want you guys to smash the like. Give us some love, guys. We only got 276 like. We have over 100 people watching today. Hit the like and appreciate if you guys go ahead and do so.
No, appreciate the shout out, man. I assume that's you saying you're trading from Hong Kong, so that's awesome. Appreciate you tuning in live. I have no idea what time it is in Hong Kong, if that is where you're trading from, but appreciate the love there.
Yeah, I love to hear that, and I love to hear that you appreciate our energy that we bring in. I know how it can be when you don't have friends that have trading. So reach out to us also. You can reach out to us on Twitter and whatever you may need. Hey, keep pushing forward. Try to always focus on what you can do to better yourself, and check out some of our other shows as they can help you also. Just don't want to break through that 25 there on LAC. It rejected it again. So we'll see right here if we take the profit, but needs to hold 25 on any pullback.
Real talk here. How many of you, and I don't just mean Zunaid and Mitch, I mean anyone here today, how many of you have friends where when you start talking excitedly about the market, their eyes just kind of glaze over and they don't care, but they're trying to be nice because they're your friend, but you can just tell that they don't care? How many people have that?
Except when I talk about losses. When I talk about losses, they're very intrigued.
Yeah, they're like, what? You lost that much? How?
Yeah. When I talk about losses, they're very intrigued.
Look at ATVI.
And then they'll buy me a burger. So that's always nice.
And then they'll buy me a burger.
Like,
hey,
you've
man,
had a
you're
long
getting
day.
free
Let me buy
cheeseburgers.
you a
You're
burger.
doing something right over there.
I'm going to start telling people I lose more often then. I want some burgers.
Take the screenshot of my loss from today and just send it to him. Be like, hey, man, listen.
I love that.
I can use a burger, man, you know?
Justin says yes. Richard says true here. Carter says every damn time. Roland says I do. Jay says
But
yep,
here's
Ryan.
the thing, though. They
Lynn,
ask.
Get
ask.
new friends.
Oh, man.
Here's the thing, though. They ask. They're like, oh, like, how's been the market been for you?
Yeah, how's trading going for you, bud?
If you're going to ask me.
Trading is the easiest way to lose a girlfriend.
She looks at you. She's like, damn.
This
This guy's not winning much. Do I want to be with this guy?
Oh, you folks are making my day.
Anytime the market's down 3% or whatever, it's on the news, right? And then my mom will call me and she'll be like, Are stocks okay for you? Are you good?
Yeah,
I'm
are
like,
you
yes.
okay? Are you losing?
Yes.
Are you losing a lot of money?
I'm like, yes, I'm okay. I'm fine. But if you want to send me a burger, that's okay too.
Oh,
send that butter chicken.
I would love that. Now look at Tesla here. I'm itching to go short Tesla because of this line right here. It's tried to go ahead and break this, hasn't been able to so far. The 7-Eleven, ironically, and right as soon as I talk about it, breaks it.
I'm called a white collar gambler. Okay, I'm having way too much fun with that. I'll try
the white collar
to
gambler.
be serious. That's great stuff. It made my day.
Hey, it'll continue to happen, and there's one thing that you'll learn is that I think the best thing to kind of teach others is that with the right process and the right execution, there is a way to be profitable in the market. I think that's the important part and that's what I try to tell people when they ask me about trading now is you have to have a system, and you have to be able to execute it, because if you can't execute it, I can give you the system, but that's not going to do anything for you.
This IOVA, I missed this because we were just having such a great time here, but what a monster move. By the way, let me throw this up here because this is a good lesson. This is one of those patterns I talk about all of the time. You can see I had some of the levels here marked at 776. This actually proved to give you a great trade, back tested the 782 and then kept running. We're currently at 810. So trade here was great, but this right here, this is one of the patterns that is tried and true for me, right? Stock pushes out of the open here, pulls back, totally normal behavior, grinds back up towards the top, can't quite break it right here, comes back to VWAP, which we all talk about all the time, and then it pushes through that spot, back tests that spot, and then just makes a huge move here. So I did not trade this one today, but man, what an awesome formation. The only thing that could have made this a little bit better are some higher volume sticks, so you can be sure you can get in and out. Remember this pattern, folks. You will see it. we will capitalize on it.
I'm going to go ahead and get back into a trade here. I'm going to get back into Vario. I got filled at 15.57. Stock currently trading at 15.58. Getting back in, stop loss is going to be below 15. I am going to add some more at the 15.20 area and some more at 15 with a stop loss below 14.80. Take profit is going to be approximately $15.94, 95 cents. That's where I've got things set up.
Couple of things here. So real quick. So I'm watching Helbiz. Now, I just showed you the pattern that we were looking at on an IOVA, on a stock that had already happened on. Let's see if the same thing happens here. So this is the pattern that we're looking for, right? It set this high. It set this high on volume at 122. It pulled back. It's curling now. It's building above the VWAP. We have all of the things that we just talked about in the last trade. Let's see what happens if it takes out 122. Does that mean you should be buying it right now? No. Can if you want. You have no guarantee that these trades are going to work. So when I talk about trying to rely on my entry, I want to buy the break of 122. It means when 122 breaks down, I want to be a part of that buying volume to get in there. I understand it's not easy to do all of the time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but this is the pattern that we were just showing you on IOVA, and it looks like it's setting up here in HLBZ. We'll see if we end up getting it.
I wanted to take a long here on the Qs, but now that I look at this chart, I'm probably an idiot. I probably shouldn't do that. I'm not going to call it out, but actually, I already said it. I'm into 310 calls. I got filled at $1.94, but I'm not going to lie. I'm a little hesitant. I'm hoping for it to go ahead and test 310s or 309.50s, and then I'll go ahead and get out of this one. But boy, this looks extended AF. So this might be a dumb trade, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then, of course, Invario as well. That bothers me. I got a pack, too. I'm going to try to go ahead and hop on live trading tomorrow from the hotel. So we'll see. We'll see how the Wi-Fi does.
We'll keep the seat warm for you, my man. Don't you worry about that.
Thank you. We're at a new hotel, which I'm not going to lie, doesn't look all that great, but
you know what? I want to, now that you mentioned that, you just kind of reminded me, I want to give a shout out to BZ. Whenever I travel a lot for work, and I'm not the only one, there are many other people, both clients and teammates here that travel for work. BZ never, ever, they're always good about accommodations. They're always good about making sure where you're staying, how you can get to where you need to go. So I'm disappointed to hear that you're a little shaky on your newer
It'll be
setup.
Interesting. But I think it's like it's supposed to be like old school type hotel, and like, look, I'm bougie when it comes to certain things. Just certain things, you know what I mean? Like I'll deal with whatever. There's certain things I like. But anyway, so it's like a station type thing right outside Lucas Oil. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'll keep you guys posted.
You're in Indy then. Okay.
Yeah. Go back to Indianapolis in about 6 hours. So we'll see. I gotta do some laundry and pack and all that.
You know what? I gotta do some laundry today too.
Yeah.
EOSC, by the way, this looking interesting here. Here's the chart that I've got pulled up. Looks like if it takes out 210, it's going to want to try to challenge the high at 235. 25 cents of movement in there. Potential trade here. I don't have a position in this, just seeing it set up here. Interesting. We're going to go back to Helbiz. I didn't forget about it. Don't worry. I'm just trying to jump around here. I want to take a look at IOVA too, because this is the one I feel like I missed today for sure. And actually, now that we look at this chart, look at this gap. So here's one of the other things, right? Gaps love to be filled, right? So we take out 858. We're currently at 813. Right, we take out 858. We might be in this gap that is what, gappy all the way up to 15. In fact, might be. Let's be a little bit more conservative and call it 12. I'm going to mark that level off too. This gap, I'd like to play for this. I'm going to be watching this, folks. I'll keep you guys posted. But this is interesting.
So, Miss Whitehorse, for me, when I travel, yes, the bathroom is definitely something I keep an eye on. There's two things in the bathroom that I really have to make sure I enjoy. One is the water pressure. I cannot deal with the shitty water pressure. You're out of your mind. I can't.
I'm with you.
Two are towels, right? So now I actually travel with my own towels that I'll take with me and then just, throw it in the trash once I'm done with my travel. Because I can't deal with the rough towels that the hotels always have. I have to have like a nice soft one. So I go to Costco and like I'll pick up like the $5-6 towels whenever I travel, and then just unfortunately have to throw it away after
I have Costco towels in my house too.
Yeah.
I joined the club there. That you are bougie, man. Bringing your own towels. I'm normally,
but that's the thing. That's the only thing though. Everything else it's fine. Like a bed, it ain't got to be a Tempur-Pedic. Like I'll deal with whatever. You know what I mean?
You don't like getting peed on by the shower?
Do you? Is
No,
that,
I
is
hate
that
that.
something you're into?
I'm not into that whole low pressure thing. I like the
No, it's
I like the
awful.
rainfall showers. When I've been into certain hotels, like I remember Eden Rock in Miami. That one's one of my favorite because it just has like literally it's like a rainfall. It's like pouring down on you. It's almost too tough on you.
So here's the thing, right? When I hit a milli, all right, I'm gonna have showers that just attack me from 3 angles. One, where am I? 1, 2, and then on the top 2. You know what I mean? I need it coming from all 3 sides. Pause. But that's the game plan in the shower. Pause again.
Guys, hit 1 in the chat if you thought you were going to get Zunaid's game plan in the shower this morning. 1's in the chat if you thought you were going to get that. That's all.
Game plan on.
Oh man.
Preparing you for everything in life.
Well, hey, we've got the Qs moving on up. So let me see what my Qs calls are doing. Yep, Q calls are up from the 194 entry to 224. We're going to go ahead and scalp these bad boys out. Go and take half size out there. Up. Nope, I'm going to go ahead and take one more leg out. Out 3/4 of my side there. And then on the other side, you've got Veru popping up as well. Oh, sorry. Zoltan, my bad, dude. He slacked me. Sorry. I was...
All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep it going, guys. I do want to give a little bit of a shout out what's going on tomorrow. We're going to do live trading like always here. Around going into 11 versus going into some more market coverage, we're going to do actually get you guys a Gary V interview. So if you guys don't know who Gary V is, I mean, you should probably just search him up on the internet. But Gary Vanderchick is going to be on giving us our exclusive interview that we got from him on VCon. So stay tuned, guys. You guys want to hear about that. And I definitely say stay tuned because there's something about it that I feel like Gary's the only one that kind of gives you both sides of the pictures in the NFTs. He's giving you the idea that, yes, some of these are going to blow up, but he's also telling you how some of these are going to have massive value. I think you need to pay attention to that. Stay tuned for that interview. It'll be tomorrow at 11 a.m. and it'll be right here on this stream, so you don't got to go anywhere.
Lord Byron correctly pointing out the amazing Seinfeld episode where they buy black market shower heads. Lord Byron, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't Kramer and Newman go with the one designed to wash elephants in that episode? Hilarious. One of the best Seinfeld episodes I've ever seen.
All right, guys, finally getting that last little push here in LAC. Can we get to the high of the day? I've been looking for the 2540 here. I got 36 here to show up. It went to 2536. I'm looking for the 2540s, but that's going to be a monster win from the 2484 level that we got in on. It's kind of slowing up here. I'm looking for that last little push here. But...
450. I'm sorry.
I
nerd out when it comes to Seinfeld, and we're hitting the ball right on the barrel of the bat today. I mean,
let's go.
We're barreling these balls up, Mitch. You should be proud of us. The entire
hell yeah, I'm ready, baby. Bring that pitch right in the sweet spot.
What'd you say about balls in sweet spot?
Hey,
way to go,
we knocked some balls out the park, Zunaid. We knocked some balls out the park. I'm ready for that ball.
Zunaid. Coming in with the fire.
I'm waiting for this Veru to pop over 16, man, so we can head towards the 1650s, and I can go and take
37s.
Take some profits again.
Let's go. I'm trying to cash out here.
Oh, well, what do you know? We took some profits at
who shouted IMUX in the chat. Mike Moon.
Okay.
Mike Moon, you IMUX did not appear on my scanner at all today. I just saw your mention, and I remember that IMUX recently had just an absolutely wacky day. We actually traded it on the bounce day here, but we are trying to enter that gap. We just talked about a potential gap. You're absolutely right, my man. Current price 357. If we take out 371 and we clear out the supply between 371 and 390, we might have a gap fill trade on the way. Great shout out. No action, no entry yet. Absolutely on watch. Mike Moon, you the man.
SIGA. I just got an alert that we are out our final leg here, and there it is, out right before 12 bucks. SIGA.
Saga.
A little bit of consolidation. We pop on up, and there are the cues. We talked about it trying to reach the 310 mark. There it goes, and I'm going to go ahead and take everything out here at 245. I lied. 250 on the dot. We got in this one at 195, got out at 220, and now at 250, so we're out of that trade as well. Everything is working out. The only thing that I am still in is Veru, and I'm going to check and see if I'm still in Indo. Let me see. Nope, that's the one that I went and got stopped out on, and then Indo out. Veru in at, what is my price here on Indo? I mean, on Veru, excuse me.
All I gotta say is
1553s.
Did you get your water in today?
I did. I forgot to mention. So here, my bad. I forgot to mention it on stream because I've been awake for quite some time, just trying to do some stuff.
Let's go, baby.
I did. My apologies. My apologies on the water check. I dropped the ball today. We'll try to be better.
Gotta get the water check in. You know it. It's the only way.
That's on me. By the way, for the folks that hung out with me yesterday on the live trade with futures, I appreciate you guys showing some support. Even if futures aren't your thing, you guys were great in the chat. Engagement looked high, which makes the numbers look high, which means it makes me look good. So I appreciate the love that you guys showed yesterday. We're gonna do it again every Monday at 11.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Out. But just want to say thanks for the folks that came over.
Right,
Tesla
last push.
keeping Zunaid out the shower. Yeah, Tesla, it definitely is. I mean, I'm out of Tesla for sure, but that one is. And by the way, I want to apologize. I don't know who it is, but I'm going to go ahead and apologize to the point where I'm going to go ahead and full screen this chart. Someone had mentioned CrowdStrike, and unfortunately, it's not a ticker that I play, so I wasn't familiar with it. But they were absolutely on point. You had CrowdStrike that popped up. This VWAP ad during consolidation would have been money. And you got a beautiful, 6 points to the upside, to the point where now I want to take some lottos for the 185s. I'm not going to because it's way too extended, but beautiful staircase. So whoever you were in the chat, I apologize to you for not paying attention earlier. And then you also have someone mentioning Apple. Apple with the same thing. Popped up, consolidation for a bit, and then moves higher. Now, if Apple gets towards 149.90s, I'm going to go ahead and short. What are you out of?
LAC, baby.
Got it. There you go. There's your LAC right there for you. But yeah, you gotta love those VWAPs.
Not a bad trade there on LAC today, from all the way down towards 24.84, getting out there at 25.44. Not a bad trade there. We got 64 cents on that trade. Not a bad one.
Williams has a question for us here.
Yep. Posting it right now.
Awesome. I knew you had it.
It's
my boy just gave spam.
Yeah, wait a second.
Well,
that second one, the one on Twitch. The one on Twitch is okay. I'm sorry, Lynn. I do have one. Lynn, if you're going to be around the happy hour,
just have her DM or him or her DM you.
Yeah, you know what? I can email. I think I got Lynn's email. I'll go ahead and email you this list. I wish there was a better. I got to be honest with you. I wish there was a better way to post stuff here in the StreamYard chat. Feedback, StreamYard, make your chat better. This is.
I got you. So what you want to do, Lord Ryan, is you want to maybe have a YouTube of our show opened up.
I was going to say, if you open up the actual stream, maybe it'll post better.
And then another thing, just to give you a tip, if you don't want to have the actual stream open, you can pop out the chat and then you can close the actual stream. And you can just have a popped out chat.
Oh, Mitch.
That's
coming
clutch.
in clutch right now, Mitch.
Some people don't, they don't want to have the video up, so you can just pop out the chat, put it in the corner, kind of keep
Dude,
eye
I
on the
Said
chat.
some people
what I'm
don't want to
doing.
see your face, Ryan, but they'd
Pretty
rather
much
just get
mine,
your watch
but
list.
I don't want to see my face either, Zunaid. So I'm okay with the chat. That's
You know
no
what's
problem.
been bugging me? I'm not gonna lie. Okay, here's what's been bugging me. So I got this haircut, right? And what's bothering me? Okay, wait.
I love
didn't
doing
wanna
that.
do
I
that.
love doing that one.
But I'm like, I don't think he faded it right here. I think
Oh, he
there's
did.
just like a.
Let
You
me
know what
see.
I
Let me
mean?
see.
I think there's a little bit of fading that needs to be done here. I don't
He
know.
skipped a number. That's what it was.
I
So
feel like there is a little bit of, you know what I mean? Because I feel like now
it
it's
should
just
go like 3, 2,
here.
1. And what do you get, a 0 on the bottom?
I get a 0 with the skin fade. I think. Is
Okay,
what I
yeah,
call it.
exactly. It should go 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
It looks
but I
like
feel like
we
there's
missed a
little
2.
missing. I feel like we missed a 2, so I might have to go back. I
Hey,
don't know if I have time to go back, but we might have to go back.
I'm on the struggles here because I'm trying to look for a new barber out here in North Carolina, and you know how it is, when you're looking for a new
Yeah.
barber, it's like,
Oh yeah, no.
you start judging the barbers. You're like, yo, let me see your fade first.
I'm on the struggle bus right now too, trying to get this damn list pasted in YouTube chat so that you guys can do this. I see I got another question
BTU on
here
the
about
dip, says Daniel.
I got another guy asking me for my scanner settings. I'd be happy to, I got them up on the screen here. Be happy to share those with you. No problem.
What a day for METC. You guys got a 20% gainer this morning. 20%, Ryan. What a move there. Good Lord.
PJs. I went shopping.
METC, what a day there. HCC also 12%, ARCH 10%, CEIX 7%, and the run Ryan mentioned a little bit earlier, HNRG up almost 7%, 6.69. What a good day there for coal. Coal ripping today, man.
Okay. Real quick here. Let me just cover this. If you guys need to interrupt me, please do so. I was asked about, scanner settings. Here they are. Let me zoom in so that you can see them. I have my active scanner settings displayed up here. This first one here, subtype, common ADR and ETF. This is the default. I made no change to that. I add volume over 1 million because the stock needs to be liquid. I have a RVOL ratio of 3, which means you just put 3 in the left-hand field, nothing in the right-hand field. And because I'm an upside trader, because I'm looking for things that are curling up and things that where I'm trying to go long to make my money, I have change percent across the rolling 1 minute window of 0.2. Adjusting this will adjust how quickly the stock appears on the scanner. I settled on 0.2. You might find a better setting. Good luck. If you need those again, please ask. I'm happy to share them anytime.
Oh man.
Google ratings. You want me to use Google ratings to find my haircut, Hex? Good Lord, that's like using the Yellow Pages.
Does anyone still have a Yellow Pages book in their house?
I remember when I used to be young, no lie.
I got yellow
I used
sticky
to
notes.
do those prank calls with the yellow book. I used to just look for funny names. I was like, you know what? We're calling this guy. Let's do it. You know you did some prank calls, Zunaid.
Okay, look, before we go, here's what I did.
Going.
Okay.
Oh, I guess, wow. We've had a lot of fun.
It's almost 11.
Yeah.
And then I gotta go get this haircut fixed. Okay, I'm not crazy though, right? Like I should go back and tell them to fix this, right? I'm not like being a Karen.
Show them
or
the
anything.
stream. Show them the stream. Everyone agrees. Throw a 1 if his barber
Be like, hey
needs to
man,
get
my
his game
virtual
on.
friends tell me that I
The
should go
virtual
back.
friends have told him that he needs to go back, and you have proof. Throw a 1 for my man Zunaid so he can show his barber the love that he gets on out there. And you also got to tell the barber.
Oxy does look good, by the way. If you go ahead and get a stop loss below VWAP, but I'm not going to go and take it because I got to get going here in 4 minutes. But here's a prank that I did. It's the worst one that I've done. I had a prank where me and my buddy, missed a school bus at 7:30. So we're like, hey, what should we do? I'm like, let's just skip school. We'll play Madden. So we played Madden. But a friend of ours who was waiting for us at school was like, hey, like you two aren't here yet. What happened? I went ahead and responded and said, man, Ali went and got into a car wreck. There was a truck that hit him and smashed him into a BP pole. There's a gas station near our bus stop. and he's not doing so well, so he's in the hospital. Keep in mind, Ali's playing Madden next to me. All right, this whole time. Pretty much, I didn't know when to stop because I was too deep into the joke, to the point where 5 hours later, she's like, "Where are you guys? Like, what's going on?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's about to go into surgery." Early and I are about to grab like lunch at this point. And I just didn't know when to stop, to where I almost, and this is gonna make me sound really bad, and I'm sorry, but keep in mind I was like 14. I went on Google and typed in debt certificate template.
Oh my God.
But I didn't do it because thankfully I came to my senses. And after we told her what happened that same day, yeah, I got a very long essay about how cruel of an individual I was and how it was messed up and how she failed her exam because she couldn't pay attention to anything else.
I mean, the amount of laughing that you're doing now is the tell to me. That to me is the tell. That is unbelievable. What a crank.
Yeah. And then of course that girl told her cousins about what was going on, and so she had to tell them also about the prank. And then that cousin texted me and was like, "Dude, you're such an asshole. Like, I can't believe you did that.
I can't believe you, bro."
So 2 years later, I drew her a little crayon thing which had a brown dude getting hit by a truck hitting a BP pole, and she was not happy with that either.
I was just double dipping on the, oh my Lord, Zunaid.
Yeah, I haven't talked to her in 7 years, but
yeah,
she doesn't love Zunaid anymore.
No, not at all. But anyway, if you want to go ahead and take a look at Oxy, we said a stop loss below VWAP would be great for your risk reward.
What a story.
Currently trading at 69.55. Fun times for sure.
All right, let's see what's going on in the market. We'll go ahead and let you get on out of here with your pranking on self here, Zunaid.
Yeah,
go ahead and get your steps. Get back to the barber action.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, hope that person somehow found our stream today and Zunaid gets another essay tonight. That would really make that primo.
Another essay. They're gonna be like,
no
Zunaid, I heard you talking about me on stream.
I wish we were that famous. Or that she was into trading.
One day, baby. That's why you guys gotta hit the like. Let's go.
All right, I'm out. You guys have fun. I'm gonna try to hop on tomorrow and later this week, but I will be trading from a hotel, so Wi-Fi, things could be. And we're learning stocks from this guy.
That guy up there.
Oh, Lynn.
I'm matured.
Oh, Lynn.
This is prior to Zunaid's maturity level.
Yeah. This is again when I was like, all right, look, I said 14. I was probably 16, 17, but still before I hit adulthood, if you will. But anyway, you guys have fun. I'll inshallah see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Have fun. See ya.
Shout out to you. Later, Zunaid. All right, we'll go ahead and keep it going here. We got Lord Ryan. We got myself. I'll get Lord Ryan out of here really quickly too. You guys get rolling also. But that doesn't mean we're done for the day. We're going to keep going through some stocks. Now is your guys' chance to go ahead and call out the stocks that you guys want checked out. This is normally when we go to stocks from the chat. So it's ticker time. Throw up stocks in the chat. I'm going to be running through them, and I'll let Ryan go ahead and wrap on up. What you think about the day, Ryan? How'd you do? What are you looking forward to the rest of the week? And how's it hanging, man?
So it's great. Today was great. We had multiple day trades. Let me look at the sheet here. We traded Veru on a scalp. I know there were a lot of people swinging Veru as well. We traded Jan on a scalp. We traded HLBZ on a scalp. We traded Husa on a scalp. All of those for gains. So four gains. Actually, I think on HLBZ, the first time I traded it, I took an L. So I was 4 for 5 today, which is I'm going to be definitely on the higher end of my range. Up several $100s off little baby scalps there. And of course, I'm going to go step away. I'm going to make sure there's no fires to put out here at BZ. Then I'm going to check out that Stiefel presentation on Chara. Looks like that's having a decent day here. I want to see if I can get some of the numbers out of that. So that's what I'm going to be doing. For the broader market here, we talked about the VIX being above 26, right, when I got on today. That's been melted. We're down here at 25, 21. Indices have popped. SPY, Dow, IWM, NASDAQ, they all pop. So let's see if we hold any of these gains or bleed these gains back. As always, Mitch, really looking forward to the rest of the week. We can sign off with a water check. I'm already at 1 p.m. according to my time scale and the amount of water today. So I am ahead of the game. I loved all of the energy that we had in the chat today. You guys are the absolute best community on the internet, and you're showing it every single day here. We are going to keep supporting each other, keep lifting each other up. Do me a favor, have a great rest of your day. We will see you tomorrow. Take care, Mitch.
Boom. Let's keep it going here, guys. Thank you, Lord Ryan, like always. And let's keep flowing here. What are you guys seeing on out there in the market right now? We're seeing the SPY top out a little bit here around 413. Talked about how 416 is the level that we got to really keep an eye out if we're going to get back up there on the upside. I think that's what you're going to watch towards the upside and towards the bell at the end of the day. We'll see if we can get up there again. Of course, this morning in the pre-market, we were leaking down there towards the 410s. We recovered that 410s and now holding above. Technology up about 1.52%, actually leading us now in the sectors here. You can see energy also here, 1.47. So kind of pay attention towards energy today, getting a nice lift. Healthcare doing well also. Drug manufacturers and biotech not having a bad day there. Medical devices having a good day. So there's a lot of stocks in there in the healthcare that are doing well. Basic materials, we were all over the coal game today. Coal ripping on out there, continuing. Metals not having a bad day either also. That's why we traded LAC. Glad I took some profits there at the 20, took the profits off there on the 25.40 high of the day touch there. It didn't get through the 50s, struggled there. We'll see if it can continue to make runs, but not a bad day there for LAC. You guys can watch some other lithium players to see if they can continue making moves on them. LTHM is one that I'll give you guys. MP is another one, and PLL is one more to give you guys. Okay, so copper also having a good day on copper. You can look at FCX. That's usually the favorite there in copper. That's Freeport. Let's keep going. Gold having a decent day, but I don't see too much strength there. I'm trying to take a look to see if it's going to start pushing. But for right now, it's just made the correction. It's really just kind of failed here. We'll see if it can come back. But right now, it isn't the same as the last time it ripped up. Aluminum not doing bad either, coming back a little bit, but nothing looking really strong here on this industry chart. It is trying to get on up there. Keep your eyes on AA and CENX there, and that's for kind of that same kind of play in aluminum. We'll see what happens with building materials and kind of the lumber production actually struggling today. So we'll see HD probably going sideways right now. We'll see if this can get back on up through the 310s for the summer kind of push. Consumer cyclicals up about 0.95. That's the next area. Department stores doing well there. We talked about the news in KSS, and it's not looking too bad. It actually pulled back to the 61.8 retracement. Now has been holding the 50% retracement. So it's looking well here for Kohl's. We'll see if this can continue. Of course, this is on buyout rumors. We'll see if this can finally break through and maybe get towards 50 off of a closed deal. That's what we'll be looking for. All right, let's go ahead and catch up with the chat. What are you guys mentioning on out there? How about LABU? I'll go ahead and I'll take a look at that one. Let's go ahead and we'll take some stocks from you guys to throw them up. Let's keep it going. Biotech bull 3 times X. I honestly have never traded this leverage move. This is LabU, and it looks like it's the Dextron S&P Biotech. And it's actually a good stock to kind of trade when you're seeing kind of healthcare be completely green like you see here on the side. And so this is my industry outlook right here on the right-hand side. When you see all that green and you're trading biotech, I have no problem with you looking at a LabU. You know, LabU could really give you that kind of benefit to really give you that push. And you can see today it made a nice move, about 14%. So not a bad day there in biotech. And of course, when you're looking into healthcare, you want to be looking more into the biotech leading the industries. So 2.25 leading the industry. The right behind that is 1.2, which is the drug manufacturer specialty. All right, let's keep going through some other stocks. I do see Tesla being mentioned. I got stopped out in this today. Was looking for a short for it to break 700. It held here multiple times here, giving you that bottoming action that actually pushed back up there towards 719. So we'll see if this can crack on down. It's still kind of in this kind of bearish trend where if it can just hold sideways here, it's still kind of bearish. So as long as it doesn't get back above, let's say 726 or 730s, that's where I would get bullish. Right now, it's still bearish for me in that pattern, at least on the hourly in the last couple of days. Palantir being mentioned in the chat. Let's go to Palantir. Palantir has been struggling. They went down to a furthest low here around 661. Now we're back into the 9 area, cleaning into the shadow zone. When did I place this shadow zone? I placed this on 513. So we placed this right literally over here on this date when we were starting to get back into the shadow zone. And you can see here, we have already cleared into that shadow. So we'll look for it to get back up to the top of that, which is up here towards 951s, but not a bad shadow fill there for Palantir on the daily. All right, let's keep it going. What other stocks you guys are taking a look at? IRM being mentioned in the chat. Let's take a look. Iron Mountain. I do like the hourly chart. Hourly chart looks like it's trying to set on up. Daily also looks like it's trying to set on up here. But I would call this kind of that bearish trend here where you were in a bullish trend. You broke down through the support here. When you broke down through that support, you started using that as resistance. You can see here because you break down and you bounce right around that level, reject again. I would look to see if that rejects again. For bullish looks, I needed to get back above 55. And of course, you can see downside action through 51. This is kind of bouncing around right now, not making strong moves, but needs to get out of this range. We'll see if it gets above 55 or below 51 here. That's what I'd be watching on IRM. All right, MTTR. This is that Matterport. This is kind of that metaverse type of play here. It's down to $5. You got to be careful with a name like this. I would look for high volumes to really show up here. Like I'm talking big volume to show up. And right now you're seeing kind of this declining volume, right? You're seeing declining volume. I want to see a big push and then a continued increase in volume to show you that what they're trying to call the bottom and buyers are stepping in. Right now, I don't think is that moment, but like always, make your own investment decisions, guys. Let's keep going. Let's go. Hope you guys are having a great day. Let's keep it going here. What are you thinking about Target? That's a good idea, Crypto Don. I mean, it moved the market tons today. So let's go ahead and take a look here at Target. Target moving down based on mentionings that, hey, we're still struggling, essentially. You can see here, it actually made up this whole decline that it did in pre-market. Now it's coming actually fading back down. I kind of like the fade off of that level, the 157. We'll look for 150s to hold or the VWAP, which is 153.20s. And then we'll see if this can kind of continue moving on up. But definitely Target moving on, bouncing back a little bit. The one store that I actually visited this weekend that I think is one area that you guys can kind of keep on watch is Ollie. I do like this trade here as we're getting off the bottoming action here. So you could see Ollie start taking off here. I do like this look. Last time we looked at this was around the 47, around the same levels, and we gave it a nice lift. It went to 16% lift here. I could see it going at least, let's say, 7% from here. So I'll keep on watch Ollie's. And Costco's also got hit with that Target number. Look how Costco's turning around right where Target is turning around. So keep those two hand in hand. All right, let's keep going here. What other ones are being mentioned on out there? I'll see and catch up with the chat here. Triple Witch 17th. If you're swinging, there you go. That's something definitely to keep in mind. Seek bringing that in. IMX broke the 360 and gap fill. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at that. That doesn't look too bad. Up there to 360s. Let's take a look at the daily gap. Daily gap is getting into that shadow zone. I would actually look for it to get into this zone here. So that starts around the high here, which is 389. That's where we really want to see it start getting strong and trying to close this gap on up. We'll see if it can get on up there. Still got room to go. TLB definitely has been ripping. GitLab, I don't know too much about this one, so I'm not going to make too many comments. The only thing that I can give you is a multiple bottoming action. So you get this kind of first bottoming action, you get the second bottoming action, you get the third. You're looking for the fourth or something to show you that reversal. You can see how you came on down here, tried to break down back there towards the 35, holding right now towards the 38. So that would be kind of my line in the sand, the 38s, watching this come on back. But you can see here, we really want to see it kind of break the trend and hold any pullbacks. So look for pullbacks around 48s to hold, and we'll be watching that on the 15 minutes. You can see how you just rode on up there. Look for a pullback towards 48 to hold in GTLB. That's GitLabs, guys. All right, guys, I got about 20 minutes left here. Let's keep it going, guys. Mitch, can you explain how you're using Benzinga Pro to find sectors like you? I like the arrangement you're showing. Well, what I like to do here is I use Benzinga Pro as my news catalyst driver and, of course, my scanners. Now, I use that to go ahead and determine what I'm looking at in the day. And then you guys see me using here TC2000 to bust through my sector and industry analysis. You can do this on Benzinga Pro, just not as easy as it is on TC just yet. I'm having them work through this so that we can have the same feature in Benzinga Pro. But the reason I use this is because I can do it on one page. On Benzinga Pro, you're going to have to go ahead and set some of these lists for yourself on what to watch. And then that way you can go through the watch list to go through it. You can separate by sectors right now. The biggest thing is we're working on the industries and making sure that we have these index. Like you guys will see when I click on software application, it shows this IX 32, 33. This is not going to be on a lot of your platforms. This is made through indexing all these stocks. And that's why I go through it like I do. All right, what do you think about Dell moving forward? Let's take a look at Dell. Dell has a lot of 5G action played. And if you guys remember, before the pandemic, that was a huge focus. It was what's going on in 5G. So I would keep an eye out on that to keep watch to see what happens there if we're going to continue to see a nice lift in Dell. It did come back significantly. So use that 49.22 I would as my bogey on the downside. I'd be looking for it not to get into that shadow fill and start pushing to 53 if I was looking for upside looks. I'd take a look at the weekly on Dell, if not even the monthly. And you can see here more and more how that's act as support beneath it here. And we can draw this down towards the other support here. We can do it around 46.73. Let's see if this can really get back there towards 55. This is a slow mover, Dell. So you got to keep it on watch, but it's not a bad one to watch. And a lot of it is 5G technology. Keep your eyes on it. We'll see how Dell continues to perform. All right, catching up with the chat. I see the spam. I'm sorry I didn't get to it a little bit earlier. I'll take care of it now. Let's keep it going. Sorry about that, Lord. I know that you guys caught that, but I'm just trying to get through these stocks here. Let's keep going. Let's see what other stocks are being mentioned. XBI being mentioned here. Let's go into that. XBI. I don't know why I keep putting KBI. You guys literally see me doing it. Biotech continuing to make a nice lift. You can see we talked about this. We talked about it with LabVIEW. It's continuing to drive, and you can watch both of them. They trade side by side. Saga. All right, let's take a look at Saga. That was a nice ripper. I know Zunaid was trading this. I don't know too much about this company, so I'm not going to mention too much about the catalyst, but I can show you guys right here. The daily chart is showing you a nice symmetrical triangle, and you held it today towards the downside. Let's look for a topside breakout around 12.25 going into 13. That's what I'd be watching on Saga. So right now, a pullback here around the 12s looks good. It might come back towards VWAP, which is around the 1140s, but I would look for continuation to the 13. That's what you want to see. You want to see the stock start closing up here into the 12s and showing you that it wants to get through 13 and 14. We'll see what happens on that, and that's Saga Technology. All right, guys, keeping it going, guys. PDD, happy bringing in here. PDD, let's take a look there. Not a bad day there for the Chinese stocks. Let's take a look at Baba. We were looking at this earlier. It's not looking bad there. JD leading up a little bit. NIO, not doing too bad. XPEV, all right there. And DD Did DD come back some? No, it hasn't come back. So keep your eyes on these. PDD is not a bad one. Shop might be a play. Yep, you got to keep your eyes on Shop. It is coming back today. Nice little move action out, some bottoming action on the daily chart. You can see 1, 2, 3 kind of bottoming actions. We'll see if this can get back on up here towards 420s. I don't know too much about Shop, if it's going to continue on the upside. I'm not going to make too many opinions. We'll see what happens. Zunaid's SA buddy is here. Sorry, you missed him out. You can go ahead and hit him up, though. Hit him up on his Twitter. All right, CCXI. Let's keep going. Let's keep it rolling. All right, CCXI, Thermo Sentry here, trying to get back up into the 25s. This looked very bearish, actually, to me. This doesn't look really bullish to me. Why? Because of this kind of downside action that you're seeing here. Until it gets back above that, I would be concerned here. But let's take a look here at the daily action. You can see how you've been retracing. You bounced out of this, but one of the things that I'd point to is that if you kind of draw out here to kind of seeing this is what you don't want to see. You don't want to see it get back down below this kind of turnaround at the 25 and get back into the 20. You want to see it break out above 25 and start holding 26. That's going to show you that upside that it could come back to 30s and 40s. All right, let's keep it going, guys. I hope you guys are having a good time. Genius is the money bag, says Raymond. I'll take a look at Genius. Let's take a look. Genius Brands coming on back there towards $1. This one loves to run above $1, so we'll see if this one can continue to run. They did kind of mention news of kind of purchasing some Marvel assets. They're going to continue to grow. I think this is a company you just got to give it time to develop, and they have a lot of content. They have some Shaq content that's going to be coming out later in this year. Just keep your eyes out. We'll see what happens on Genius Brands. I was in Target yesterday, and it was packed. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they're not struggling. Just because they're packed in one store doesn't mean they're packed in all. All right, KHC, so volatile, says Jamie. Let's go ahead and take a look. Kraft Heinz, you can see here, we've had a lot of defensives that's just bouncing around. And that's what happens sometimes when you're in this environment. But what can you tell? Every time it's coming down, it's a pop to short because it pops, shorts, pop, shorts, pop. Is this finally the time where it turns the trend? Right now, it just looks weak, at least in my eyes. You're seeing continued trend of pops getting shorted into. All right, what are my scanner settings on which platform? On TC or Pro? A lot of times I'm just looking at movers. I don't really need scanners. A lot of times I can keep up with the stocks by just going through the sectors and the industries. All right, let's keep it going. What's your opinion on Jan? Is it going to continue to rip again or try to get another lift? Honestly, I have no idea about Jan 1, so I'm not going to make a comment, but I do see that kind of it pushed on up here towards 351. I would draw a retracement tool, and you can see here 50% comes towards 331, 61 comes to 311. Somewhere between there is where I'd be trying to get in on Jan if I was approaching this stock, but it's really not my favorite. I just don't know too much about it. All right, let's keep it going, guys. DM Worm is turning. Yeah, I've been wanting to buy this one. I'm kind of upset I didn't get it at $1.50. That would have been a great buy there on desktop. I want to back up the truck on this one, but I know it's going to take time to develop the company. And it's kind of scary because it's a $2 stock now. But I believe in this company. So this is one of those that I'm biased to the upside. So we'll see what happens on DM. Really, I'd like to see it clear into this gap, 340s. That's going to give it a big gain off the bottom. If it does that, it's going to be up about 132% from the bottom. So we'll see if this can continue making moves. Desktop Metals really needs to come back. It hasn't done anything, really, just to be honest. RMO in the same boat. IonQ, let's take a look. All right, IonQ down to $5.62. I think a lot of this has to do with space and space stocks out of favor. Take a look at SPCE, how much this has leaked. This was at one point a $54 stock, now a $6 stock, down 87%. And so until you see space kind of get back into favor, that's what I would wait to see what happens. Maxar is even out of favor right now. It hasn't lost as much of the gains as SPCE, but another satellite player. Take a look at these to see how they perform. When they start ripping, yes, others can move. But IonQ, you're talking about quantum computing, and this is going to take a long time. You're talking about further out advancements in technology. I think this is going to be at one point maybe a $3 stock. I think you got to wait and see the story actually come into play. Quantum computing is still a little bit out, so I got to be kind of worried about what's going on in all the Niccolo De Masi ones. Right now, Planet Labs struggling too. And I would be worried about this one. This was the satellite provider. Sorry, I mixed up Planet Labs and IonQ there for a little bit. But I'd be worried about quantum computing because it's just not in the forefront. It's not something we're using right now. So personally, I think it's a long-term investment, but it's all what you want to do. DM helps the domestic supply chain. Yeah, but they're still a little bit behind in what they need to be doing. So we'll see what happens. 3D printing, you do have Triple D. You have Velo. Velo, if you want to use kind of the 3D printing one. Velo 3D, I forgot what it is. VLD. There you go. And this one's down to $2. And this one does 3D printing for SpaceX. You can use quantum computer right now on the IBM cloud. Yeah, but the problem here is that it's how often quantum computers are being used. I just don't think they're having a monster use right now. The use case isn't there, I think. In the long run, of course, quantum computing is going to be awesome. It's going to be able to figure out a lot of the problems that we need to figure out. But how long is that? Is that 5 years, 10 years down the line? I don't see it 2 or 1 year down the line. So we'll see what happens. All right, what other ones are being mentioned out there? I'm going to go ahead and probably start wrapping up a little bit earlier in a little bit, probably about 3 minutes. We'll bring you guys on over to Benzinga Live. I hope you guys are prepared for Benzinga Live. Up next with none other than, of course, producer AB. He's going to be ready to go ahead and take you guys into the day. Let me go ahead and make sure that redirect is set on over to my friend here. Yes, it is. And he'll be talking about how to trade Amazon options. Who wants to trade some options in Amazon? I did see some mentions of Amazon in the chat. So if you want to go ahead and check out how to trade some options on Amazon, stay tuned for next show. All right, let's keep it going. Let's take a look at what is moving now. Technology is still leading us. So let's see if this is starting to top out. We'll take a look at the Qs to see if we see that. We could see some topping out action and some turnaround from that 309.69, and now you're really starting to see some weak action. So just be careful on out there. You could start seeing some weakness coming into the market. You can see here Apple even cracking on down, Tesla starting to break on down here, and you could just see continued washout for the rest of the day. We'll see what happens there. Definitely some struggling there. BTU pulling on back there below the VWAP, so just be careful on out there. It's made a big move. Could pull back a little bit here. We'll see what happens on the coal players. CLM by Bug Log. So let's take a look here. Cornerstone strategic value. Nice sideways action right now. I'd take a look at the 15-minute. Needs to kind of hold this kind of sideways action. Hold the pullback to the 9 EMA is what I would be looking for. So I would be looking for entries near that 1030, risking down towards 1025. But we'll see what happens with this one. That's Cornerstone strategic value. Don't know if there's a kind of catalyst play into this one. But if you kind of scroll down here, you could also see a longer-term bear pattern that it needs to break out of above the 1040s. All right, SHOP being mentioned out there. SHOP. Let's take a look there at SHOP. SHOP is one of these that is going to move a lot with Amazon. We'll see what happens when these can actually find some bottoming action. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4 types to try to break through the 350s. So that would be the level that I'd be watching towards the downside continuation. But if it holds 350s here, it is pointing towards an upside breakout. We'll see if we can get it back up there towards 400. That's kind of the level I'd look for on the upside. I'd be looking for pullbacks to get closer towards 363 and take off into 390s. All right, we'll see what happens on there. Yeah, it needs to break 400. It needs to get up into this area and really just start pushing strong. But I do think it could pull back a little bit, maybe like pull back around here, then finally take you off into the 390s. That's the way that I would be looking at it. We'll see what happens there. MRTX. All right, last one I'm going to do for you guys here. Matari Therapeutics making a gap fill type of play here up towards 57.81. The low there is 58.36. So you still have a little bit of room to go, but this is filling in that whole gap. So it could turn around up there. So just be careful. But I would kind of be looking maybe for a shadow fill on this play as it's continued some nice lift. Jan, we already talked about that, Mike Moon. So if you want to rewind and kind of check a little bit of that topic, you can just hit the rewind. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. You guys will get AB coming on next, guys. I'm going to try to hang on as much as possible here. I've had a long morning, pre-market prep into live trading, baby. Been going from 8 a.m. We're talking 3.5 hours of streaming here by none other than, of course, Money Mitch. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm trying my best to bring the energy, not letting the energy go down, bringing my water, bringing my coffee, keeping you guys up, bringing the value to you guys. Hope you guys appreciated us going into the news catalyst, and I'm going to do more of that. So tell me, guys, in the comments after the show, what do you guys like of today's show? What do you not like? This is how you make us better. And don't feel like your opinion isn't going to be heard, because that's our number one focus here, is making Benzinga TV better for you guys out there that are watching it. And the way we can do that is giving us feedback. So hit the thumbs on up, hit the comments after. What I want you guys to do is tell me your best part of today and what you want to see more of. So if it's breakdown of strategy, if it's YOLO trades, if it's how do we long-term, how do we balance our portfolio? How do we use level 2? How do we use time and sales? What order routes should we be looking at? Does that even matter? Let us know in the chat and the comments below. The chat helps, but the comments are something that I take a look at after every show. So please hit up the comments and let's keep on pushing. Like the beard is a little loose right now. I need to get a haircut. I've talked about it. I need a barber here in North Carolina. So if you know one, please let me know, but I'll keep battling through. I'm just keeping it nice and oiled right now. We got to keep it growing. We should get a nice big man beard. Let's go ahead. Let's do it, baby. All right, keep working on up. We'll see what happens. How to read time and sales in Webull. We can work on things like that. Hit us up in the comments. That's really how you're going to get that topic covered. I'll see you guys next time right here on Live Trading. Keep battling, and I'll see you guys a little bit later at the close. Who wants to be there with Joel Elconin and Money Mitch? I'll see you later. Up next, we got AB. We got a lot to go through. We're going to get through all of Benzinga Live. That will get you to 2 p.m. into the roadmap. So keep on going. If you guys want to check out some NFT content, check out the NFT. And once more, Gary V tomorrow at 11 a.m. Don't miss out on Gary V's interview. I got to finally interview him in person, and it was really Chris that gave the questions, but just being there was awesome. And you guys really pay attention to some of the things that Gary has said. He's been giving some gold in the last couple of years, but it's up to you guys to listen to it. We'll see you guys next time. Keep it going, and let's keep learning right here on Live Trading and keep pushing the levels in our trading.